The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Supernatural Dogshit podcast. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
I have loads of news.
I know, it's class.
Loads of news.
Look how happy you are.
But we should start the way we always start. Hello, folks.
How's everybody?
I should say in studio with me is Mr. Pierce Fox
Woo! Got an M first.
and the raging heterosexual Richard Quinlan.
The raging heterosexual, yes.
It has a ring to it, doesn't it?
It does.
Now, there's a question for you. If you were to go over to a gay guy and say to him, you're a raging homosexual,
Yeah.
why would they get offended by that?
Depends on them and depends who you are and depends what way you go about it. Because to be
If
honest,
I walked up to you and said, you're a raging white guy, you'd get fucking some way offended.
Really?
If somebody, a stranger walked up to you on the street and was like, you're a raging white guy, you'd be like, you fucking tart, what the fuck are you saying? You'd get up in their face. You would. It would.
I don't know.
If someone asked you to put a mask on, you have a little bitch fit. Like, someone called you a raging white guy out of nowhere, you'd be like, it'd be either that or you punch a hole in the wall.
No, but that's funny.
It is super funny.
If somebody came over and said something really random to me, like you follically challenged prick,
Yes.
I would piss myself laughing. I tend to do that. I tend not to take offence.
But when somebody resorts to something like, when someone calls me a baldy bastard, I'm like, well, I've just won the argument. Yeah. Because it's a result of insulting your physical appearance. Like.
Yes. So, the lots of news.
okay, do start.
Studio. We have our new studio.
3.0.
Yeah, Studio 3.0.
Third time lucky.
Hopefully this will be the last one for some time.
Well, now, if
We'd say about 6
this
to 8
happens,
weeks, yeah.
if it's 6 to 8 weeks, that's the last studio. We'll do a fabulous goodbye episode.
Actually,
We'll just get a fucking yurt.
what's the record for studio now? Were we in the other place longer or this place longer? I don't know.
I have no idea. Straight
Maybe
up.
the other place?
I don't
I
know,
think so.
actually.
I'd say so.
It got enough there to feel slightly regular,
Yes.
and then we're here. But I don't know how we do it twice a week for talking shite.
shit.
I love it.
Supernatural dog shit.
But I think when we change our name, like, there's a few people from town I want to get on, like.
Yes. Actually, I'm going to write something down. I'm going to continue.
Ruth Illingsworth, a local historian. I think she would be
she'd
class
be
to have
amazing
on.
to have on.
She would be amazing. You could have her on multiple times because she is a
So many
bounty
topics.
of information.
So many topics.
Just
as
for
well, like.
history alone, man, she's class.
What's her name?
Ruth Illingsworth.
Ruth Illingworth. But even just to talk about like women's rights and the progress for equality for gay people as well, like.
And she knows how to talk.
Okay.
Like, believe me, and she was like the first woman mayor in Ireland as well.
Well,
Was she fuck?
Yeah.
That's class.
she's
and she-
clearly not going to come on a show called Supernatural Dog Shit, hence the reason why we're changing the name.
Yes. And there's a couple of names floating around there, people.
There is, one is the offenders.
The offenders, the red pill.
Now, here's the thing, the red pill is gone.
Good.
It's
I'm
gone.
delighted it's gone because Jesus, that's a bit fucking 2008.
Yeah, the images of just red, even red, the color.
Like, to
red.
be honest,
What
if you called it the
connotates.
blue pill, I'd be like, oh, a touch of reality, I'll take that.
Why? Because of Viagra?
No,
Because
because
of the
like
fucking
in,
Matrix.
because in the Matrix, it's like the red pill, you know the truth. The blue pill,
Yeah.
you go to sleep, you wake up, nothing ever
Yeah,
happens.
but see,
I
the-
would have picked the blue pill. To be
Yeah,
quite
oh,
honest.
man,
You know that guy sitting there eating the steak? He's like, I know I'm eating the not
yeah,
eating
but
the steak.
he did
That'd
dirt.
be me.
He did dirt eat that steak. You know what I mean? He did dirt eat that steak.
I'd be the guy who did the dirty.
You have the same haircut.
Yeah, it's what devious bald men do.
We also should say, if you want to text or WhatsApp the show, you can text to 085 272. I got tongue-tied there. Also, you can comment on Facebook. Do like and share.
Do share.
So, the new studio, there's something there that you are going to like.
Is it going to be a big drum kit?
There is a bathroom right beside us, but in the bathroom is a shower.
What?
Super sexy
We have a
shower.
shower.
Oh wow,
Yes.
that's class.
I saw it today. Myself and Ed went up and I saw the shower. I was like,
Wouldn't somebody else really have enjoyed that?
yes. Yes, I thought of that the second I saw it.
Have they said
Was
that you
there a
can't?
double dryer washing
have they
machine?
said that you can't be there day and night, like?
No, of course I can. I rent it. There's no.
So,
terms or
like,
that. I could stay there. Is that what you're getting at?
I'm kind of like, there's 3 rooms in it. Like, you could easily put in a little apartment into one.
You could, but I wouldn't.
Why?
It's an old building. Yeah.
Be grand.
Yeah,
Shower there.
I like the comfort of my own place.
Okay.
Shout out to Katie, who's home very, very sick right now.
Oh, poor Katie.
Poor Katie.
Poor Katie.
Get well soon.
It's not the Rona, it's her back.
I was just about to ask, can we discuss her illness?
It's not the Rona.
Oh.
Look, we have to be careful because we've lied many times on the show
Many
about our
times.
Rona status.
Red pill my heart. Nothing but the truth, yeah. So, we're going to be hopefully in there by Tuesday. Broadband is coming on Friday. Yay.
Right, that's when I'll start.
What?
That's when I'll start.
So it's all hands on Dick. It is all hands on Dick.
No.
Why did you turn to the only bisexual in the room as if to say, you're the token gay guy at this stage?
I'm not, but like I'm only halfway there. Like,
Well, who was
Living on a prayer.
Who was the comedian, the stand-up comedian, the bisexual stand-up comedian? He is hilarious. Joel Lycett.
Yes.
oh yeah.
He's very funny.
Yeah.
He is brilliant.
He walks out on stage and he says, I just want to let you all know that I'm bisexual. He said that means you're all in danger.
Joe Lycett is really, really funny. I love
So clever.
Brilliant.
He'd like spend couple of £1,000 on 2 or 3 months making a joke.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
absolutely,
Yeah, he makes these little videos where he like, what was the company? There was some company
No,
was trying to
there was
destroy.
the one with the parking ticket.
There was the parking ticket was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doth butter no past.
I remember the parking ticket video, but I don't remember the parking ticket video. If you know what I mean.
Sadly, something doth butter no parsnips. And they
yeah.
just gave up on him.
Yeah, pretty much like fucking. So he got a parking ticket, and they kind of showed him like, here's a picture of your car, and he goes, well, sure, there's nothing else in that picture. My car could be in Spain.
Yeah.
And he just held up a picture of a sign like, this is Spain, basically, in front of the car. And
Was it Joe Lycett that was getting in touch with a guy that was trying to sell him diamonds or
moonies
something?
Something like that. He did the thing with Hugo Boss as well. There's some Boss brand of like food or I don't know what it was, but there was a beer, but they were called Boss. But it's Hugo Boss, but Boss was a slogan. They never actually claimed the copyright to it, and he was using it unbeknownst to them. And then when they caught wind of it, they tried to shut him down, gave him cease and desist order.
Oh shit.
Joe Lycett sorted that shit out.
Have you Bose?
The
Oh, the
speakers.
Speakers.
oh yeah.
Did you see their new headphones?
No.
You don't have to put anything in your ear.
Or they go through the bone.
They go through the bone via a pair of sunglasses.
Oh, that's pretty slick.
What's that thing you can hear?
I can't wait to have them in the new studio.
Well, see, yeah, I know. Do you know what? I was actually, I genuinely was thinking about it, but then I thought we'd look ridiculous wearing sunglasses indoors. Then
It'd have to be something on the Blues Brothers then. The name would have to be something to do with the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, could do. But these new headphones, I watched a guy demonstrate them, and he said it is the weirdest thing in the world to not have anything over your ears or in your ears, and you can just hear sound. He said it's ridiculous, but
You should give them to someone who has an issue with mental health without telling them they're speakers.
It's okay, they think you're crazy enough now.
burn them all, burn them all.
No, but there's another thing you can bite on it and you'll hear sound.
What?
Yeah, there's something you can put in your mouth and you can hear sound in your head.
Yeah, it goes up through your teeth
And
and
then there's
into your
another
jawbone.
way you can project it with like a microwave kind of gun. You can make people hear a noise. Like it's used in experimental
Spy
crowd control
movies.
weapon. No, it's experimental stage crowd control weapon.
You remember I Love Lucy?
No.
Remember I Love Lucy?
I remember seeing fucking a
Lucille
bit
Ball.
of
I know the references to it.
I know the reference from like Rat Race or something.
I was about to say from Rat Race. Yeah.
Well, Lucille Ball was an actor in the States, I think 60s, maybe 60s or 70s. And she claimed she
noise
was...
of that?
I know, the noise of the fucking...
Plasma lighter.
Yeah, I know, but you can hear
Yeah, it was...
EMF off it or something.
Sorry,
But
guys.
she was driving down the road and she claimed that she could hear the local radio station in her teeth
Fillings, yeah.
because of the fillings.
Yeah.
What?
No wave radio.
Yeah, now Mythbusters decided to try and bust the myth,
Yeah.
and it was busted.
Yeah, but it's semi-plausible.
No, how?
Different people pick up on different things.
Okay.
Is that cherry Pepsi?
It is cherry Pepsi.
Oh, that's nice.
Do you like cherry Pepsi?
Yeah, I haven't had it in years.
I should say what we're talking about tonight.
Mental health.
Oh shit, where's my internet gone? Hello, internet? No.
Are we
it's
still
gone.
streaming?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're streaming there. No, I wanted to check Facebook to see if there's any messages from our loyal listeners. who we should say hello to.
Hello, everybody.
How's everybody doing?
That was the most miserable hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Mr. Low Voice this evening.
I did write a couple of things down, and I forget what. Oh, a documentary I want you all to watch.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yes. Now, Richie, watch this fucking documentary.
Captain Heartache over here.
Right now, watch the documentary. Actually, I'm going to have to send you the documentary because I had to pay for it on YouTube.
What?
Yes.
You paid money to YouTube?
I did, yes.
You fucking
$4.99 to rent this fucking.
Jesus.
But have you ever heard of a feminist called Cassie J?
No.
No.
Big, outspoken feminist. You actually do know her.
Yeah, but when someone's big, outspoken, anything, is it something to be fucking throwing eyes at? Like,
She done the documentary The Red Pill.
is this where she went as a man for a couple of days?
No. She decided that she would look into her enemy, which was the men's rights movement, and interview
Because to
them.
be fair, like, a lot of them are dickheads.
The men's rights movement.
Yeah.
Watch the documentary.
Try
I
and kill her.
guarantee you. No. She does a complete U-turn. She is no longer a feminist, and she's supporting the guys. A complete U-turn, because if you watch that, it is one of those documentaries that will completely open your eyes, even if you don't want the information to go in.
I can see some of the points towards men's rights, especially when it comes to what would you call it, fucking guardianship and like rights after a breakup and all that kind of crack, to see your kids and be there as a full parent or whatever. Like, you know, I can see a lot of respect for the need for advocacy in that respect. But by and large, I mean, like, we can piss standing up. There's a lot to be said for it.
No, bullshit. You watch this documentary, and I guarantee you that the scales that you think is about here is like this. Where in nowhere we cannot compare to women with how privileged they are.
Right.
Yeah,
You
but
watch
that's-
it, I guarantee you will change your mind. Guarantee it.
But see,
It's explained
it's
so
all on
well.
the premise that the whole premise of women having special status
Yes.
is the premise that men have more outstanding physical ability across the board than women do. You know what I mean? If you take all men and take all women, you know what I mean? How men are physically built, the damage a man can do to a woman in an instant. The fact that biologically, the way we're engineered is for men and women to work together, man to look after woman, woman to look after
yeah,
everything
but
a
like,
man can't while he's out
have
doing
you
his
seen?
duties. Like,
Not to go across you, but I'm going to go across you.
no, work away. No, but you know what I mean? Like when you're giving out about one gender having privilege over another.
Have you seen that picture of all the former presidents, all 46 presidents of America, right? And there's different ones highlighted. So up until here, there was slavery. Up until here, there was no voting. Up until here, there was no property rights. Up until here, you couldn't own a bank account.
Yeah, okay.
And it just shows, like,
progress?
yeah, and literally, like, how it's not that long ago that, like, women were expected to quit their jobs if they got married.
Yeah, but look at the historical abuse that has been thrown upon men. It totally outweighs what's happening to women.
Yeah, but institutional abuse of women in Ireland.
Women, men are born and taught from young age that they're disposable.
No, you were brought up.
No, every man is brought up to think that they're disposable. They're the ones that go to war.
Yeah.
They're the ones who are last off of the ship. We
Yeah.
are the disposable ones, and that's the fucking scarlet letter we wear.
Yeah, and you stand
see,
and
like-
do it with pride.
But no,
man.
hold on a second, but why are we not complaining about it?
That doesn't apply to me because I'm an only child, so, like, I'm special.
How do you mean it doesn't apply to you?
I'm an only child, so I
I'm
was
one of
never
a big litter of a good scatter, so expendable, baby.
Yeah, no, it's like fucking because I was the only child.
Yeah,
like,
but
I got all the forgiveness and I have all the responsibility.
If you were living in the States where you could be drafted into war, you know, the women are not drafted into war.
There's a load of ways out of getting in the draft.
Ridiculous. I know there's loads of ways of getting out of the draft, but it doesn't take away from the point that women are told, you have to get off the boat, you have to live. You can't go to war because you're worth more to us here. But men, off you go, disposable razors. Throw them in the bin once off use, even in the court system.
can't-
with parental rights.
yeah,
the
that's
amount
absolutely
of
agree with there.
the
You're
amount
kind of
of
going
shit.
off on one though. Like you're
But, like-
raising so many points in one go. Where
Exactly, and this is my
No,
point.
but not
If
even-
you watch
no,
the
no,
documentary,
you're
of these points are
but
covered.
You're looking at a culture and a society where there is a draft, where there is where they are an invading force.
like what I want to do is contextualize it for you, which
You
is
know what I
in
mean?
this country.
There's a lot of the world that doesn't invade.
Yeah, well, in this country, women were institutionally abused. They were systemically and systematically abused. In
Okay,
this
but
country.
but
no,
here,
and what I'm
here-
saying now
here's
is
the thing, that
it
was religion. That wasn't men.
but that was women getting abused. I don't care who fucking did it. It fucking happened, and it happened on a fucking grand enough scale.
Yes, it did.
And it ruined a lot of people's lives.
And who do you think died more, men or women?
Listen to me. I'm just saying that women were subjects.
Yes. And what are men?
And at the moment in this country,
and what are we?
what?
What are we? We're subjects.
We are in our fuck.
We are so.
What? To who?
Absolutely.
What sovereign are we subject to?
Here's the thing. You know.
No.
Who are we
We're going to
subject
focus on this point
women,
till you're wrong.
Women. I guarantee you, please, watch the fucking documentary and you come back and you tell me that men are not subjects. I guarantee you, I don't have
right.
it all in the forefront of my mind of what was in this entire documentary.
I will go back, I will watch it, I will take notes, and I will come back with questions.
The one thing that hasn't changed, you were mentioning with women and the rights and the progress that's made and blah, blah, blah. Where has there been any progress? Because men have been in the very same position for thousands of years.
Yeah, but men
our role never changed. Our role never changed.
Excuse me. Voting rights opened up to those that don't own land for a start. That was a change.
Okay, right, fair enough. But men's rights. People were able to. My point is, a man's role.
You're shouting me down now because you're wrong.
No, a man's role was to die. A man's role was to go to war.
Unfortunately,
a man's role was to go out and kill the beasts outside to feed the family. He's putting himself in danger.
In Lions,
never changed.
In Lions, who does the most killing?
In what?
In Lions, in a pride of Lions, who does the killing?
Oh, the females.
Yeah,
I know that. But that has nothing got to do with what we're talking about.
Right, but listen, right.
I'm just saying you're looking at things with a fucking tint.
No, I'm not.
I didn't get to finish my first cut in.
Sorry,
right?
please, Richie.
I'm trying to contextualise. And women were systematically abused in this country. Don't care by who, they were. And they were subject to bad marriages and fucking shit lives, raising kids with no money and alcoholic husbands and crazy Irish lives. And you look at women now in Ireland and, you know, they do have, I would say they do have privilege, and women should be allowed privilege because it's two halves to make a whole. Like, you look at any married couple that's successfully getting along together, it's because the woman gets to run the show.
It's not two halves to make a whole. It's not two halves anymore.
What?
It's not two halves. The percentages are way off. Way off.
No, I'm just talking about as in human beings.
So what about the wage gap?
Fuck the wage.
Just stop. Do you really want to go into the bleeding wage gap?
It's a misinterpretation.
It exists. It exists.
There was a multivariate analysis done on the wage gap.
Was that in ANOVA?
No.
Okay.
And what they found out was that women take more time off work due to pregnancies, due to the fact that they don't want to do what men do, which is put in 60 hours a week.
It's not even based on the average, it's based on the mean incomes.
We've only gotten to a point where a man can choose to take the time off and support his young family.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, but I mean, like,
only
that was denied to men. They wouldn't get the time away from work to do it. And they're missing out on those early forms of bonding.
But here's paternal leave now, 2 weeks. You get the same, and you get paid.
You can get 26 weeks now.
Yeah, in special cases. You have to have, there's be something wrong, I think.
I don't think so.
But if you're the sole guardian.
If you're sole guardian, you get your 6 months, like.
Yeah.
Either way, please do watch the Red Pill. I will send you over the link.
I think you're wrong.
And I guarantee you, now don't go into it with that mindset that's on you now.
No, but the thing is, I've talked to loads of men, and I know loads of dudes who were wife-beating bastards.
Okay.
And the way they'd be talking to me and explaining things, and I'd be like thinking, nah, he's not such a bad guy. And then you hear, and then you see a picture of what he did, and you're like, holy fuck. What a piece of shit. And he's still torturing that woman. To this day, he's a nutbag.
Are women not violent?
Yes, right. I'm just saying.
Okay, now give us a percentage.
You're asking people to pull stats out of their arse.
Yes, 1 in 4 men are abused and 1 in 3 women are abused. Now that percentage isn't a big difference whatsoever.
Yeah.
No.
It's a slight difference,
but
which
that
means
shows how similar people are. Except we've the stigma in society that doesn't allow men
who's
to
putting that
come
stigma
forward.
on us. Hold on
other
a second.
men.
Our government
other
doesn't.
Men.
Our no, it's not our other men. It is not other men. Our government has 1 men's shelter in this country. How many do women have? You go into a Garda station.
Not enough. I guarantee you there's not enough for them either.
And now here's the thing.
No.
If the state was to turn around and say, look, we need to support men because men obviously have their rights are being ridden by women all over the place because they really are, especially in the courts, as we were saying with the family courts.
Absolutely.
You know, if the government was to take responsibility, then what they're going to have to do is take responsibility and say that the man can have equal custody of the child as well.
But they do that in cases where a guy can prove he's
Equal custody?
worthy.
Not a hope.
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
a hope.
No,
You
absolutely.
won't- How many cases end up in equal custody? How many
Very
cases?
few. But
Very few.
how many cases is the guy making a good enough case for himself?
Are you kidding me? I know so many guys who are good, honest, decent guys, much better people than I could ever be.
Yeah, and there's scumbags to get away with it.
And they get the kids on a weekend. They're McDonald's daddies. Can you imagine just for 2 seconds? You have 3 beautiful kids.
Yes, I do, yes.
Right. So can you imagine only having to see them? You're their biological father. And you imagine a court saying that you can see them for 3 hours on a Saturday. How would you feel about that?
I'll be like, oh, get me some binoculars.
How would you feel about it?
I'd be like, whatever.
That's your kid.
No,
You've
nobody,
done nothing wrong.
Nobody can tell me what to do in regards to my children.
And there's the thing. Our government does.
Yeah, but I'll wind up in jail with that attitude if worst came to worst came to worst. You know what I mean?
Guarantee you
Touch wood,
wouldn't. Guarantee you wouldn't. You'll end up just being another cog in the system that gets broken.
Yeah. Well, look. All I'm just saying is, when you come in off the walls with men's rights, you have to remember. If you base on the argument
Your
of thousands
eyes are
and
closed.
if you base it upon the argument of thousands and
You
thousands
sound
of
like
years,
a conspiracy theorist.
No.
let me talk.
Go on.
If you base it on the idea of thousands and thousands of years, we were the aggressor. Fucking, if the amount of time men and women were together was a meter stick, and you got sandpaper and went woof, you'd wipe out the feminist movement.
40% of the times, women are the aggressor. 60% of the times, men are the aggressor. So how are you telling me that in history that men were always the aggressor? Women were just as bad aggressors as we were.
Joan of Arc and Bodisa.
But women were equally violent. Women are actually more violent than men are.
They're definitely more sadistic when they go for it. Like
Yes, but
even
capability.
the way they fucking chop at each other with Cali Commons.
Right, a Jack Russell Terrier is a very violent dog, but he doesn't have the ability of a fucking Mastiff or.
Yeah, I get that.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
get that,
That's
but they
my
do.
point.
But they do around children because I don't want to bring this point, but the vast majority of children who are sexually abused is by the father, but the vast majority of children who are physically abused is by the mother.
But your ma's going to bait some fucking manners into you. What warrants physical abuse anymore?
Look, what we're talking about is physical abuse. The vast majority of children who die
What kind of
in the
picture are you
custody of
trying
their
to paint?
parents are women.
What kind of picture are you trying to paint?
Watch the documentary. I'm not painting the picture. The picture has been painted by women and by idiots like us who haven't stood up
Now-
and paid attention.
Cool. What else you got on that page there?
No. Just I can see your point on the topic of misandry.
can't.
Misandry is the hatred of men.
Okay.
And misogyny is the hatred of women. Mm-hmm. And you're looking at the news and it's like, oh, 6 firefighters died today. And then it's like, and 1 female police officer was injured. And it's like, female police officer has to be put in there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like even, like, there's loads of stuff happens when women are involved, it's more of a story. But I think that's more the media. And what you have to recognise is between normal people we meet every day on the street. And
That's the point. What I'm talking about isn't normal media, Richie. Open your bleeding ears.
No, I'm talking about public attitudes towards it.
No. What I'm saying
Where are
is,
they getting their
I'm
information?
talking analytical and statistical information that has been proven that women are just as big assholes as we are, but yet their rights always supersede ours.
This is a man's world.
To be honest, like it's a lovely topic to talk about, but with broad general statements like that, without actual
Broad statements? What fucking broad statements have I made?
Fairly
with the
broad
stats
ones.
and the figures, with the
Okay.
stats and the figures.
Okay,
But like
what-
you haven't brought in the stats and the figures that relate to Irish society.
What-
You're bringing
what-
in American.
No.
You're bringing in
Yeah, it's
American.
American
Yes, it is
thing.
American.
America.
Yes, I am bringing in American.
Hi, Trees,
But-
if you're listening, by the way, we haven't checked the
Hi,
comments.
trees. Yeah, there's nothing there. No, there's not. I checked like
You
2
got your
minutes
internet
ago.
back, did you?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay.
Actually, what I was doing, I was pressing F5 to refresh the
Yeah.
screen, but apparently it's flight mode as well.
Ah, lol.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, so
No
what,
internet's for you.
what a retarded place to put it.
I don't think you should.
But
The
it's
computer. I think everybody else
Control
does a
F.
better job.
Control F.
For what?
Refresh. Control F.
I think you did a better job last time on the old Putin.
It's not. Control F is
I've never.
find.
Oh, sorry. Control R.
Oh, it was Evan. It was
Yeah,
Evan.
I've never been on the computer. I don't want that job. That job's responsibility.
You've been outdone by Evan.
I come here to chill out and chalk shit.
Same
That
man.
is refresh, yeah.
It's crazy. It's a weird thing to be at. It's so strange.
Colin Hay.
What?
Last week you
Yeah,
went,
yeah.
oh, for fuck's sake, Colin Hay,
Yes.
because we were looking for the name. I remember the band.
Yes.
Men at Work.
Yes.
Oh, fucking class.
You remember Men at Work?
Yes.
What was one of their songs?
Safety dance?
Yes, and there was a big one. Big.
This man, I live in a land. I come from a land down under.
Land down under.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, because we were talking about Toto last week, and that's why I thought of them. Why are you?
Is safety dance by them?
You look like you're ready. Yes, yeah. it
Okay.
is. You look like you're ready to collapse
I am. I'm not well.
in the head.
And the body at the minute. I'm just really fucking tired.
Well, can I tell you about the miserable week I've had so far?
Yes.
Oh, go on. Tell us how shit your week was.
Well, do you want to explain? Has anything happened to you since the last time you were in?
I put rear reflectors on my car.
Nice.
I built a light projection.
Oh, I seen it. It's very
sculpture.
nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Actually, you have an eye for that type of stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Because lots of people try this stuff and it looks shit,
Yep.
and you have to be nice to them and go, yeah, it's awesome. It looks like it was done by a professional.
Sound.
It's the best compliment I can give.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that. Absolutely. I'd love to do something in the new studio.
Yeah,
I'd
sure.
love to do some
Knock
art on the
yourself
wall.
out. Knock yourself out.
Deadly.
Stained glass windows.
Oh, I could definitely do something like that with fucking gel inserts and something.
That was super flamboyant. When you go home tonight, listen to what you just
Yeah.
said.
Oh no, I do it all the time. Me and the wife be home and
Just super.
she'd say something. I'm like,
See,
Fabulous.
he's able to engage with his femininity and vulnerability by having
We
fun.
we discussed this
yes,
about a week ago.
yes.
And it was one of those conversations we had on the phone that we then said afterwards, Jesus, it's an awful shame we weren't on air having this conversation.
Yeah.
There was one or two things that we could never say.
There was a couple of things we could never say. There always is though.
But we both acknowledged that every man has an inner gay. Every dude has an inner gay side.
No, but that's just acknowledging that sexuality exists on a spectrum.
Like, if I see a really good looking dude, like a really handsome dude, I'll be going, Jesus, he's really good looking.
See, when you say
good."
spectrum, I'd say gauge.
How's that gaydar working for you?
You know what I mean? It's fucking. It works
It's off
most
kilter.
of the time. Most of the time. But I have to be careful what I'm at.
Can you get a grinder and work against it?
Metal plate.
Like Grindr the app?
That's where I was going.
I was thinking Sparks.
Sparks of
Actually,
flight.
did you ever see that moron on Britain's Got Talent?
Oh, I don't watch any of them shows.
He decided he was going to juggle chainsaws.
Oh, please tell
Oh
me.
god, did this
absolutely
end badly?
No, very close to badly though.
Oh, how?
Because when one was spinning around, it actually clipped his nutsack. Yeah, clipped his nutsack. At that point, I would go, nah, that's my career over in this game.
There's
No
a
way.
What did he
video-
come? Did he come back with flaming katanas or something? Like, did he up the stakes in some way?
I have no idea.
Okay.
There's a
I have no idea.
There's a video of an outlet, I think it's like Bulgaria. He's up on like a 3-step ladder, sawing into the ceiling with a chainsaw, and he's running it back along the ceiling, and it catches like a nail, and it goes fadunk, and it smacks him straight in the head. But whatever way it fell back, his hand hit the guard, and it just about stopped the chain in time. But he's got 6 chain marks on his head
Jesus
where the chain went, and but like it's like. You know what I mean? Like the blade stopped right before it hit his fucking forehead, man.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, I went on a crazy shit binge because I hadn't been on crazyshit.com in a long time.
Okay.
Some crazy shit out there.
Wow. It's just, I don't know who edits those videos. Because they sync and time them up with dubstep and everything.
No
like,
way.
yeah.
I would like to take inspiration for the editing from the editing in those videos for our videos coming up in the future because they are very good.
Yeah.
Whoever does them just knows
So
exactly
clever.
what they're doing.
Especially with the Pussy Past Denied.
Yes. Yes.
They do
Denied.
they have like series of episodes, like, and it's all current modern internet content and just like
Okay.
first-hand account mobile phone footage and CCTV footage of incidents. But it ranges from like narcos, like back and forth murder videos, to like just crazy people on drugs, like captured on like camera and stuff. Like,
Do they have any series of call out videos?
no, but the Irish Traveller call-out videos made it onto one of the reels for Paranormal Cracktivity. That's the series, Paranormal Cracktivity.
Cracktivity, yeah.
It's amazing.
I should say that we got a WhatsApp message in
From whom?
from my brother. Yes.
Derek
with-
Doyle.
With a suggestion for a name for the podcast.
Oh, what is it?
Now, unfortunately, we can't use it because the word supernatural is and we're trying to get away from the word supernatural.
No.
Natural.
It's the dog shit that people have problems with.
No, it also... Today, I met guys up in the new office, and they said to me, what's the name of the podcast? Oh, it'd be great having people like you in the building. And I said, yeah, look at the name first. And your woman burst out laughing. And I had to explain to her, look, we can't get interviews in. And she said, yeah, obviously, you can't interview somebody about politics if your show is about ghosts. And I said, no, the show's not about ghosts.
Mysterious dog shit appearing on your doorstep.
It's the ghost of Eamon De Valera in Leinster House.
But he put down Think Tank Supernatural.
Think Tank.
Think Tank. What about the Think Tank?
Chinese beer?
Think Tank I like.
Yeah, the Think Tank podcast.
Yeah, Chinese beer. Think Tank I like.
I definitely like. I'm going to do what I do always do when I hear a good name. I'm going to Google it and see if it's taken.
Yeah, well, that's
Think Tank.
the very first thing. Actually, I should say hello to Joseph, by the way. Joseph, I don't know your surname.
What's your brother's name, by the way? Can you give him a shout?
Derek.
All right, Derek.
Derek Doyle.
Derek Doyle. That's an anchor name right there.
Derek Doyle?
Yeah.
No, Doyle is a terrible name.
No, Doyle.
It's way too fucking Irish.
fucking Doyle.
No, I want I want a name like Max Steel.
No.
Because then I could call it the Max Steel podcast, for fuck's sake,
Let's
man.
call it that.
The Max Steel fuck. No, I'm joking.
What about State of Your Ma podcast?
No. Clearly
Hi,
not.
Leo. Can you come on the Stay at Your Ma podcast, please?
I'm trying to appeal to the younger audiences in Ireland with the... What's the name of this? oh God.
What was the name?
I don't remember.
American Eye Brain Fart.
Leo.
I was going
Okay, there is one called The Think Tank.
Think Tank.
fuck.
Went to the dentist earlier that day.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Good name though, Derek.
Did you know?
No, well, it's way too early. It's 20.
You did this last week.
9 fucking minutes into the show.
Did you know?
Go on.
That the Mitsubishi Starion, when it was released because of some racist banter.
What's the story on when it's in Ireland?
And do tell about the
It was
story.
only imported to Australia and American stuff. It was
Okay.
Starion. And basically it was released, but it was the Mitsubishi Stallion.
Ooh.
And when they were importing it to Australia on the phone, they're like, what's the name? Mitsubishi Starion. And they made fun of them, so they put down Starion if he said Starion. And the car was released as the Mitsubishi Starion.
So someone fucking in Mitsubishi had to go and make out the letters for Starion.
It was all a big photo. The badge went on the car.
Yeah,
it was the
yeah.
Starion. That was the joke. They let it ride. Like
And here's the new one, the Arteon.
what?
New one.
Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I should
Expensive
I,
Passat.
I wanted to say hello to Joseph.
Yes, Joseph.
So Joseph is. I was ordering the broadband today, and I was asking about the speeds in the place. I said because we need good broadband because it's a podcast. And what's the name of the podcast? And I'm always like, oh fuck, I have to say the name of the podcast. It's Supernatural Dogshit. He broke his shit laughing. He said, sounds like something I'd be into. So he's listening and he subscribed and all to us.
Woo! How's Joe?
So hi Joseph.
Hello, Joseph.
He's not very happy or exuberant tonight.
No,
Richie's broken. Have you seen him like dishevelled?
Yeah, you really are.
Yeah.
You look like a drug dealer.
No.
Yeah.
To be fair, fucking like after I fucking picked you up, with the pair of us were getting dodgy looks in my car. I think it's because I have the wind deflectors on it now, like, and they just seen your scaldy head beside me.
I'll go into work tomorrow and I'll get you the sticker that says Duster and we'll put it on the back window of the car.
Oh wow!
And then Dacia stickers for each door.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows.
I need one on the bonnet.
That says Sporty Dacia.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing? There has to be a sports station.
There is no. There's one they got, and they put
Oh, the Pikes Peak one with the Skyline engine.
No. This is one they're putting a Renault Twingo or RS engine into.
Oh, it's on just a legit engine swap, like.
Yeah. But like they're doing the shocks, they're turning into a rally duster.
Nice.
So is this a custom build?
Oh yeah, it's a one-off. Boys
No,
in the
but
garage doing it.
is there a Duster? Have they brought out something
No.
sporty?
No.
Duster's a diesel single spec vehicle.
I tell you,
No. There's
No,
a few
there's
specs.
two specs.
There's white utilitarian and everything.
You have an armrest in a Dacia. Whoa, coveted.
They're fucking expensive, man.
Kia, pretty cheap cars.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, not
But
anymore.
they used to be.
Is it the Kia Spider? Is that
Spider?
Is it the
No.
Kia Spider?
No.
The Kia Stinger.
Stinger, that's the one.
That's the
Yeah.
fucking beast of vehicle.
Do you know how much them things are?
60 grand.
Yeah.
50.
There's one in town here.
Yeah, there is,
see it,
yeah.
the blue one?
But that's only a fucking. That's only the 3-litre diesel.
Fucking NASA launching over here.
What's the other one? A
But,
3.5 petrol V6 or something?
Is it not something like a 5.7?
Yeah, but you know what it is?
twin turbo or something.
It's the Hyundai Genesis in disguise.
Yeah. No. Genesis are a brand.
Yeah, but they're both the same company.
Don't know they are, but it's like looking at Toyota and Lexus.
Yeah, no, but it's like cross-platformed.
Yeah, I know.
It's finished in Kia, but the guts of it is
but
the
like
Genesis.
yeah, but like that'd be like saying it's a Toyota Lexus. Whereas like it's more like a fucking Toyota IS 2000 or whatever, you know.
Yeah, no, but like the thing about it is, it's the platform.
Yeah.
Is from the premium brand, and they just wrap it in Kia.
Oh yeah, because they don't want to open up another fucking branch of stuff here. Like I really want Infinity to come here. I really want Infinity a fucking.
That's Nissan's luxury brand.
Yeah, but you can get like a lovely saloon with a 3.5 litre twin turbo.
I'm actually I'm thinking about buying a car.
Well, what are you gonna get?
Now, here's the thing. Richie's gonna slap me for this because he hates me wasting money.
No, if it's a nice car. Makes you happy?
No, it's not for me to drive.
Who's it for?
Whoever has a valid driving license belonging to the podcast.
Right.
Podcast car?
The podcast car.
Oh.
But the podcast car is for collecting guests.
Right.
So it's going to be schwanky.
It's very schwanky.
May I suggest...
Mercedes Vito?
No.
I was going to say Mercedes...
Go on.
A 99 or 01 Mercedes S-Class.
Nope.
That'd be nice.
Okay, so you're going to shoot me for this.
Go on.
It's a 2012... Yeah, Chrysler. 300C.
Oh, they're a mob.
They're a mobster car.
They are,
and they look like something that Simon Cowell would be getting picked up in.
No, they don't.
They do.
No, people Bentley them up. Yes, you ever see the people who Bentley them?
That's what I was going to say. The one, the 2012, is white, and they have the Bentley lift kit on it.
Right, can I give out to you now, after one thing, tell me the RRP of this purchase. How much is it going to cost to put it on the road?
In Ireland... it's super expensive.
Just tell me.
Over in the UK,
yeah, it's going to be the same price by the time it gets here now. Because
I know, but with the whole Brexit shit. But I have relations, so
40%.
I can do something.
No, nothing's getting in, man. Nothing's getting into the country.
Why wouldn't you go with something more sensible?
Because it's a beast of a car.
Yeah, but have you seen like?
It's a beast.
Have you seen how cheap a genuine Bentley is?
No.
Yeah, you get one.
If you're going that whole hog, the whole hog.
They're not that expensive. It's like $7,000.
Yeah, but you might get a fucking 1958 Bentley that just about runs that you don't need to test.
No. For that price, you would get a Silver Shadow 2 Mark II,
like a proper
or you get a Mark II Jag. Or you get a Triumph Stag,
a Daimler Conquest,
a Rover P6.
Here's the
Daimler
thing.
Conquest.
One of them for you.
I do not want to buy an old car, so I have to. I don't want that smell of rusty engine.
No,
overheating.
That's what you want. That's what you want.
No. What you want is like a wooden picnic table, fucking lamb's wool shag carpet, fucking
vanity mirrors and lights up in the pillar.
Yeah. Like
trafficators.
But the problem is, it's an old car, and you will always be putting money into it. You buy something like a 2012.
No, because
you buy a Chrysler, you will always be putting money into it.
If you mind it, you will get out of it what you will get. It will not lose money. And
but then you have to find a car that has been minded in the past.
That's not hard done.
In this fucking country, people abuse cars.
Tell you now, if you're spending $7,000, then get the oldest car money can buy.
No.
What about a fucking Merc 500 SEC, like the old dictator's car,
the old gangster car?
Yeah. Can I just point out, you're both flogging a dead horse?
Yeah, it's bought.
You know why?
It's bought.
I made up my mind. I've made up my mind.
Can we wrap it?
No, absolutely not. It's white and it looks like a Bentley.
Yeah, but what if we wrap it like murdered out, black alloys, black paint, tinted black windows, smoked headlights,
scrape all the badges off.
Well, I do debadged.
I do prefer the black one.
But we can make it black.
But there are black ones cheaper because they don't have the Bentley lift kit. Same year.
Does the lift kit really make that much difference?
Huge difference.
Why?
They changed the lights and everything.
Okay.
They put in the rounded lights.
Yeah.
So it looks like
I'm going to need to see this.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll show you during the break.
What if we wrap it in baby blue?
Dude.
Pimp car.
You're going to put fucking shag wool.
No, that kind of music from Grand Theft Auto. That boom, just rolling through Grange like.
No. But I'd say they're an expensive car to maintain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they're not being made anymore.
And they're like American parts as well.
3 litre petrol?
No, you can get
it's a 3 litre petrol.
Yeah.
No. No, and that's...
Wait, no, hang on a second. They only had two... I thought they only had two engines, the 3-litre diesel and the 5.7 heavy V8.
No. 100%. I'll show you the
V8
one.
one was its own thing.
Yes.
Okay, it was the SRT version.
Because
Yes.
the one I was looking at, the white one, when I saw that it wasn't automatic, out of the list of ones that I was looking at, I went, sweet, it's not an automatic. I fucking detest automatics.
No, man, I used to test automatics till I got one.
You can put a...
Lazy.
Oh,
you
no,
can get a
it's
fucking
comfort.
Lancia badge on them now is what they went under afterwards. After Chrysler, they went to Lancia.
Did you ever
But
see...
Chrysler's not gone bang, though.
Oh, they're gone bang, but they're owned by Fiat.
But they're still a big thing, are they not?
They are, but like in Europe, they started being sold under the Lancia brand.
I thought Lancia was gone.
No, Lancia are still around.
The Lancia Stratus.
Yeah, the-
Lancia is Lancia.
Yeah.
They stopped selling Lancias in the UK and mainland, most of mainland
Long
Europe
time
after
ago.
the Lancia Delta.
Yeah.
And when they made the Lancia Delta, they only made it in left-hand drive. They
I know.
made very few right-hand drive ones.
Great car though.
This, by the way, this all of a sudden has turned into the Top Gear podcast.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure Miss Lindsay is across the road in her takeaway going, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah, but we just had to pull something away from you going nuts there about men's rights.
Yeah.
I moved on since then.
Yeah, I know, but I've kind of got a gripe with it now.
Well,
Back to the new studio.
when you watch that podcast, no,
When?
when you watch that document, you fucking will watch it.
When's going to be? When is the first podcast in the new studio?
1 minute. So, just 1 minute. You have to be high when you watch it as well.
Can't do that.
You have to be more open-minded.
We'll see.
Yeah. Or LSD. Or mushrooms.
No. I'm not up for any of that shit.
Pierce is over there stuffing his face with Turkish delight.
Fair play to the man. He knows how to do it.
Turkish delight.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like a fucking... Like the other thing
An explosion of flowers.
Yeah, pretty much. But like the other thing I like doing is, you know the blocks of jelly you're meant to make a bowl of jelly from?
Yeah.
Yes.
I looked at the back of them and realised they're not as bad as a chocolate bar for you.
If you just eat the brick of jelly.
Just eat the brick of
Yeah,
jelly.
me and
like,
Hedge used to do that.
Really?
Flavours them.
That's gorgeous.
I actually only watched a video today of, what's his name? Oh God, he used to work for NASA and he designed that glitter bomb thing. You know, the people were stealing his packages off the doorstep.
Yes.
He used to work for NASA. He's a really clever guy. I can't remember his name, but he decided that he would do a swimming pool full of jelly.
Oh, nice.
Now, here's the thing. It's been done so many times before, but he made a really valid point. If you look at the stuff that's been done before, it was never jelly. It was either a really mushy liquid or it just never got there at all.
Yeah, it
And
never sat right
apparently,
at all.
because there's a science behind it. You literally have to, where everybody was making a mistake, they didn't boil the water first. It has to be over 120 degrees.
For the gelatin to break down.
Exactly. And then it has to go into the fridge and cool it down. And without both of them things, jelly doesn't become jelly.
It's crystalline structure. It needs to cool down quickly and oversaturation.
The clever bastard, you want to see how he did it?
Did he cryogenic his fucking swimming pool?
No, he was really clever about it.
He got one of them little balls from the Demolition Man.
No, it took him 6 months to... The little balls?
You know the thing that freezes the demolition.
Oh,
man,
yeah.
Nice reference.
Yeah, I never would have... No.
It absolutely boggled me. High five. Not demolition man, high five.
Oh,
you lose.
Yeah.
Richard Quinlan, you have offended the credit.
A pool full of jelly. So what he did was
Amazing.
it took him 6 months to plan this because he timed the weather. So he would heat the stuff up in 6 barrels and pipe it straight into the pool, and that night it would
gonna be
cool
freezing
down.
cold, yeah.
And then the next day he would do more, and he would layer it on top of each other until it was an actual where he belly flopped onto it and didn't go through it.
Wait, did he like put different coloured jellies in to make like...
No,
nice
it was
little-
all red.
It's a bit boring, like you
It
think,
was a bit
like,
boring.
Be fairly edible though, yeah.
Yeah, he wanted the fucking rainbow on it. The what's it that called?
Pride
The
flag.
LGBT. LGBT.
No, I didn't want the rainbow. I was
That's
thinking
what
like
you were
a
after.
bit of fucking red, a bit of orange, maybe a dash of blackcurrant in there. You know, keep it traditional. Like.
Oh, by the way, I should mention that there are fucking
Comments.
messages here. I don't know why this other thing doesn't work, but I just checked Facebook and there are messages.
Can
Megan
you get
Quinlan
them?
said tonight on Top Gear.
And on that bombshell,
Aiden is remembering. Oh shit! No, hi Ashling. I won't read that text message out.
Whoa.
I don't know. And Woken Walsh says champions. Who's Woken Walsh?
I want to see the comment that shouldn't be read out.
You can have a look at it.
Well, don't just read it out.
About me being a member of the Women Hating Club.
Yeah, read it out.
Oh, yeah, no, you have to read that out now.
Yeah, you have to read that out.
I don't have to do shit.
Aiden, you've been called out. I'm not here. I'm not in.
I don't
You'd have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Diddly squad. Where's Teresa? Teresa, where the hell are you? Text in, say hello. Say do something.
You know, you've been hating on women,
We're
man.
worried about you. Oh, actually, maybe that is Teresa. Oh, Teresa is there. Jesus, something. Was it me and you were talking about going over to America?
I don't know. Where are we going?
Teresa's. No, I think it was Ed. I think it was myself and Ed. I was saying, Jesus, I'd love to go on a holiday.
He's a travel bug in man. I'm not arse going anywhere.
I want to go over to the States and do Route 66. And he was saying, oh, it'd be so expensive and blah, 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 blah. And then
I don't get that. It's a life experience. You're spending money on a life experience. Why are you whinging about the price?
I wouldn't care about the money.
Yeah.
Wouldn't give a shit. But here's the thing. Imagine the amount of footage you get for the podcast.
You can't now. You'd have to go and get a fucking visa and a license to do
But
that.
not
there.
even-
That's fine.
But
That's
not even
fine.
that. Not even that. You're going to get like max 3 episodes out of any one thing. So doesn't matter how much footage you get. It's still going to be like 9 hours of content.
Yeah, you get a lot more than that.
I'd be going for the sheer.
People will get sick of listening to one fucking story.
No. So what you do is if you're going over
Have you ever met someone that went on holidays and doesn't shut up about it?
No.
No, you'd be making a series. You'd have enough for a 9-episode series.
Clearly, you've never watched Top Gear before because that's kind of their
No,
premise.
they get 3 episodes. They get max 3 episodes out of any special.
Okay. Yes, they do.
Yeah,
Yes,
max.
they do.
Yeah,
But
same with Imagination Land out of South Park. You get 3 episodes out of a fucking extended
Special,
play.
yeah, but
Sometimes 4.
here's
Where's
the,
With a
4?
special play.
Like who? Show me one thing that they did 4 episodes.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah, it's always 3.
I guarantee you, I get more.
I know,
would
but
get
no
more.
one will fucking watch
One day
it.
you go race car driving. The other day you go like I don't know, kill a prostitute. The next day you
Fuck's
No,
sake.
but if it's 2 weeks,
murder the
if it's
firstborn
2 weeks,
child.
if it's 2 weeks and you have a plan,
Just
Yes.
give everyone a bit of
film
fucking
every
sheep's blood
step
for the
of the
door.
way, you will get enough footage for 9 episodes of a series.
that's
and then
what
for
I'm
the
thinking.
next series, you have to save up again and go somewhere else and do the same amount of
But
shit.
I'd see it would be a new thing every day, like going to a shooting range. You seen that on Top Gear where they could shoot out of a moving Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Like I want to
Yeah.
do that shit. I want to shoot an AK. Before
I want to
die.
shoot pigs out of a helicopter.
You can go over.
Yes.
You can do it out of. You can do some of that stuff over Eastern Europe, like Czech Republic and all that.
No, that's what I'm thinking. If you went to America first, and then for the next one you
America
go to
first.
you go to the east, man. Because I think Russians are really cool, man.
They
we're-
are.
Yeah.
and we're completely blocked out and away from them. It's weird. There's never an intention to blend us with them for some reason. You know, blend with everybody else on the planet. But I think
Yeah, but I think the whole world has decided that the Russian are our enemies.
but that's
Secretly, it's like a wink, wink. We know you're commies.
how is somebody 1,000 miles away from you your enemy?
Yeah,
Because they have.
Their government, not the Russian people themselves.
Sure, at one point during the fucking collapse of the Soviet fucking Union, Kazakhstan became the entirety of the Soviet Union.
Yeah,
Correct.
temporarily.
Yeah.
See that meme where everybody has left the chat and it's Kazakhstan? You're now the admin.
I would actually love to go over to like the
Fall of Romania was class when they left the Soviet Union. Then they kill your man.
Can I just point out? Remember today when I was on the phone? To you?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
He wants me to stop cutting in with my little side stories that go on that are better than his main arguments.
No, that's not what I said.
No, the last sentence was all solid me.
That was all you. What
Pure
the-
West.
Yeah, but do you remember the phone call?
Barely.
So clearly you remember what I said rather than you just ad-libbing there.
Yeah.
What did I say?
I can't remember.
I said, can you remember? You went, yeah. And then I went, what did I say?
I didn't think I'd be called out. I thought you'd just move on with a bit of dignity and grace.
Okay, so swiftly moving on. Colin Hay, did we discuss?
We fucking did, man.
Come here, actually. When we're building the new studio, how hard would it be to put a button like here?
Cough button.
No,
Cough.
no, like just to mute your own mic.
Yeah, that's a cough button.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
I was going to go with just like opening a pack of tobacco button.
Yeah, but it's usually just hit it, and then when you want to go back on, you just...
Yeah.
Yeah, we have them in the works.
We get them and just not use them.
No. I priced them, One cough button is $98.
Yeah, no, there's an easier way of doing it.
There is an easier way of doing
You
it.
just patch
but-
into one, you splice into your XLR with a little switch.
Yeah, but as soon as we start splicing and we start adding parts onto this, it never works as well as a manufactured part.
No, but like
no.
but like
They have exact gauge of
but
cables
like,
and wires and.
no, but like surely like okay, so like this thing goes in there, right? But if I took that out of there and plugged it into an on-off switch of some sort,
With an
which is
XLR
like,
type cable on it.
which is and then just fed like another one of them in there, would that not do the
You
same
can
thing?
literally buy the parts in Rochford and solder it together here.
You know, see, I don't want to do any of that work because I
It'll
guarantee
fuck
it'll
up.
break.
Yeah.
It'll
No,
break.
you're right. I'm just wondering like how the feck the little thing there could be fecking 90 quid. Like I feel that should be a fiver.
Well, basically, all that's inside of them is a mechanism that springs down.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's
it springs up. So when you press the button, it disconnects the connection.
Yeah.
So it's not a
It's like most power buttons. Click, click.
yeah. Because obviously, there's in an XLR, there's 3 cables, isn't there?
Three wires.
Yeah. So yeah. But no, I'd rather buy the fucking things.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think fucking 90 quid is a lot of money for a
very
light switch.
expensive.
I think you should
Yeah.
open up that laptop and see what other comments have arrived.
Yeah.
You filled some airtime there.
No. You fill enough with your dramatic closures of the laptop. It's too common an occurrence.
See, this is it. Silence, radio silence.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what we're...
No, come here. Has everyone seen how the government's going to make fucking festivals better when we're allowed back?
How?
They're going to allow testing. They're going to allow drug checking at them.
Oh,
this
that
has been in the-
safety thing.
Yeah, but this has been in the works for years.
Oh, believe me, man, I've been to fucking many fucking talks and meetings about it, like.
Yeah, and it's
Because I was trying to just to wedge myself in there and like.
so clearly they're going to the bandwagon bastard and politicians are now jumping on using that as if it's some sort of plan.
It's still necessary. It's
Oh,
still,
it is, yes.
Yeah,
know,
but
I
and
don't
it's
like
great,
how they're doing it.
It's
Yeah, but
great. Look, whatever way, it's great. It's happening because, like, over in the UK,
It'll
after
save lives.
over in the UK, after they brought it in, right, and they noticed that shit, we have less people getting ill, we've less people dying because the UK had a bad run of it there for a
And
while.
the arrests went down as well, didn't
Yeah,
they?
but what happened was the insurance companies cogged onto this,
Right.
and they kind of went, "Holy fuck! If these people, the Loop, big up the Loop, are on site, then claims go down. So they'd whack a 20 grand levy if they didn't have the Loop on site.
Fuck.
Do you know? And that was kind of like, oh fuck! So like, not only, do you know what I mean?
Well, see, the reason why I'm saying
It's like how insurance brought in safety belts for everyone.
see, the reason why I'm saying fuck wasn't because I thought whatever you were saying was a fuck moment. It was fuck. I have no idea what you were talking about. Because I was looking at the time and the clock over there, and I was looking at the messages here, and then I was reading this over here, and I heard something.
Basically, insurance companies are like the backway safety mechanism now for festivals and taking drugs.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Like, because they're starting to charge festivals a premium if they don't have drug checking on site. It's driving drug checking to be brought in.
Saves
because-
lives, causes less bother.
Yeah,
causes
like
less hassle
there's
for
less
them.
claims out of an event that had it on site. So the insurance company look at it as a mitigation strategy against fucking public harm.
If I say fuck again, would you believe me?
Fuck.
I'm only messing.
But no, it's cool. It's a positive step.
It is. Aisling sent in another comment, and it is. I start looking up at properties in Detroit because of last week's episode.
Yeah.
Oh, they're very cheap, aren't they?
Super cheap. Now we're travel agents as well, or not travel agents. What the hell are we? Auctioneers.
Lovely bit of
Estate agents.
gentrification, lads. Lovely bit of gentrification.
What is the meaning of gentrification?
Basically, where you have like a poor area and it becomes hip to live there, and then it becomes
prices
too
people out of it.
prices people out of it that need those cheap areas to
It's
live.
like quinoa. You know quinoa?
No.
It's a superfood, quinoa.
Oh yeah, yes.
Uh,
Is that what it is?
Quinoa.
Yeah.
It's
But,
a superfood.
because of the increase in consumption in the Western world, it started pricing out locals from their own local crop.
Fuck.
It was designed as a crop that was high yield and really bountiful, really good for you, superfood, and it was easy to grow, and it would grow anywhere, and it was great for third world farmers. But the usual thing happened: oh, this new superfood, let's all eat it, and now everybody eats it. It's like avocados, like the strain is put on the planet for them to produce enough avocados to meet demand.
The amount of water in California used for them.
Oh, it's crazy.
And they have to wait like so many years. Like, I think it was like 7 or 14 years before they start producing fruit after they're grown.
Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah.
Internationally, there's huge demand. crazy. What?
What? What?
You keep looking at something.
Don't make it obvious to the camera. Now you get it. So, on talking about California, talking about America, talking about science, that guy, Mark Robin, I think is his name, the guy from NASA.
Right, yes.
They made the glitter bomb.
Yes. So, do you believe that there are good communities on YouTube? People who are just really doing good?
Yes.
If you look at the scientific community,
And
they're
any
the
educational
ones
stuff as well. Like, there's so much educational
doing
resource.
so much good.
Speaking of fucking educational ones, lads, I got a funny one for you today. I'm not going to play it now, but you know BAE.
British Army Engineering Systems.
Yeah. They have a fairy tale stored. Like, they have ones where they're like engineers and stuff read out fairy tales, and they did one on Goldilocks, and they're talking about making explosives where you have to make it like. You know,
Just right.
I swear to God, it's dark. Like, it's real dark.
From the company that brought you depleted uranium rounds.
Yeah.
And amazing. Invisible tanks.
But your man Mark Robin, he decided that he wanted to plant 20 million trees.
Nice.
20 million trees.
How much revenue that would be later in life when they're all...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, what
Tree
he was...
stock.
That's like your man over was it in Thailand or somewhere that decided to plant a forest all on his own, and little by little he's done it.
He actually did it, yeah.
Yeah, but see, now, planting 20 million trees is a huge task.
You're not going to do it on your own.
The guy I work with used to plant trees for a living, and it's surprising how many you get done in a day.
Yeah, but I mean, 20
million, like...
Yeah, but if you're planting like 350 a day...
Well, you know who Mr. Beast is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast's cool.
Do you know, he's such a generous guy. But Mr. Beast and your man teamed up together for this Team Trees, it's
You know,
called.
Mr. Beast isn't that rich.
No, 2.5 million is all he's worth.
I think that's really good because, like, you know, he has a massive following.
He's using that money to do his stuff.
He does,
56 million followers. 56 million.
My daughter loves him.
But everybody loves him. That's the thing. Across all age ranges, people just love
I
him.
love how someone like, let's buy $1 million in lottery tickets.
Or did you see the one where he gave $1 million away?
Yeah.
The hand on top of the million, last person away wins the million. But your man Mark Robin and him teamed up together, and the way they decided to plant the trees was that they would do it, but it clearly wasn't working out. After a team of maybe 200 people, it was taking them way too long, so they decided to set up a kind of a GoFundMe thing on YouTube to raise $20 million.
Okay. By the way, if you plant 350 trees a day, every day for a year, it takes 156 years to get to 20 million trees.
There you go.
Maybe he had help. Maybe he had help there.
Maybe he had 156 helpers.
Yeah.
You get done in a year of every day working, no days off.
Yeah.
But so they did. They met their target and they got 21 million.
So you say if we got 156 people to plant 350 trees in one day,
you would be like 1 over 365. You'd be 1/365th of the way there.
so Jesus.
But Jesus. Thank God I'm not into the environment.
I'm not into the environment, even though
We're not supposed to talk bad about that. No, I can't.
Greta Thunberg.
Yes.
Oh man, just media.
The
hype
fucking
bullshit.
Swedish chef. Hurden, flurgen, birgen, durgen.
It's literally
is.
it's just media.
She's
Pawn,
a
She's
fucking
a
young
pawn.
one. That fine.
A
Look,
pawn.
but at the same time, she
How
started.
dare you.
She started fucking somewhere, and she got traction. You know what I mean?
Traction from the wrong people.
Yeah, but it's like, look at green policy effects in Ireland. All on board the Mona boys are fucked now.
No. They're definitely going. Like, I mean, Bordenmon was talking about doing the hemp farming. That wasn't like doing 5,000 acres of hemp. I know it's not a huge amount starting off.
You
but
do
it's
know.
something.
You do know why they use Greta Thunberg,
Because it's a child.
and
It's a girl.
she's autistic,
Yeah, but
so she's untouchable. So she gets up on stage and starts spouting off a load of shit. If you even try to tackle her on the conversation,
Yeah, but
it's a child.
yeah, but you're not
Don't-
tackling Greta. You're tackling the adults that put her there.
And it's the adults, and they're the assholes I blame, her mother and father.
Using
Because
her.
you watch, there's actually one interview, no, she's on stage talking to thousands of people, and her, whatever it is, her autism kicks in, and my heart broke for her. I was like, that's a fucking kid.
It's being used.
You know, she's being used as a pawn, and she couldn't get the words out, and she started to cry, and I'm like, nah, dude, that
Yeah, no, because like the thing is, it's not like she's acting in a Hollywood film or something. She's acting.
she's doing what she's told.
She's doing what she's told. Like, she's acting.
Yeah.
But like, she doesn't have the
No,
consent
I
to have her image. Like, when she grows up and isn't that little girl anymore.
So what about poor old Macaulay Culkin?
Oh, yeah,
Culkin?
same.
you know?
He got emancipated from his parents. I think he was 12, when he got emancipated from his parents.
That's right, actually, yeah. Then he went off the rails, and now he had a beautiful recovery arc.
Yeah. Good redemption. I like Macaulay Culkin.
He'll never tell the truth about Michael Jackson.
Because maybe he had his own truth. Maybe Michael didn't because they had such
probably.
upbringings.
But Macaulay Culkin, just after the drugs kind of ruined him.
No.
He turned into a bit of a weirdo. I mean, even on Joe Rogan, it was terribly uncomfortable to watch. Do you not find
maybe
that?
he was just a fucking bit of a strange lad to begin with.
It's like talking to an ex-junkie. That's what it's like.
It is, yeah.
Man.
No, it is.
That's a bit derogatory now.
It is derogatory, but it's a fair call, I'd say.
It's a very
It's a
apt
fair
description.
call. It's a fair call.
Yeah, I've spoken to many ex-junkies. I have family members who are ex-junkies, and they still talk like this.
And you're melted.
Yeah, the brain is
they're
melted.
damaged.
A little bit, man. You have to give them time, and people recover.
Yeah, he's working. He's
you
working.
have
He's
no
working.
idea.
People recover
Yeah, you have no idea.
from that condition.
They can, yeah.
No
the
idea.
thing they don't recover from is like CTE, concussive brain trauma. People don't recover from that, but you do recover eventually from drug things. Like cocaine rewires your brain.
Yes.
It does permanently alter your brain, but you can regrow.
Yeah, but
those,
we're talking about heroin
neurons.
here.
Yeah, but it's just to show you that a lot of drugs very negatively affect the brain, and your brain can recover.
Yeah, I've never once ever seen a person recover.
Yeah, but they could have gotten into states.
No,
where-
I know. I've never seen them actually get to the stage of, like, I know people who have recovered and they're maybe 10,
But you've
20
never-
years into it. So I've never seen
The process.
the process. I've never seen them be normal, even after 20 years.
Oh, fair enough.
They're still the same. Not exactly the same. They're
Yeah,
a little
but-
bit sharper.
But the thing with heroin as well, when people get really bad on it, they're starving the brain of oxygen for prolonged periods of time.
How?
Like they lose their breathing. That's how most of them
Yeah.
die. By over.
Really?
Yeah, you forget to breathe.
Yeah.
It interrupts
Really?
the signal
Yeah,
that sends
yeah.
from the brain to your
I
diaphragm.
thought it was a heart attack.
No,
No, but see, heart attack would be the cause of death because that would lead to cardiac arrest, pulmonary arrest, then cardiac arrest. And the
But
cause
cardiac arrest is not a heart attack, is it?
of cardiac
is.
arrest is provable. Pulmonary arrest isn't.
Okay, so is cardiac arrest not just when your heart stops?
Cardiac arrest is when your heart stops beating. A heart attack is when you have
Your heart goes.
You have an irregular rhythm.
an irregular rhythm in your heartbeat, which will lead
I have
to
an irregular rhythm every day.
We don't need to hear about you in the toilet.
No, there's arrhythmia where you do have an offbeat.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have. And I wouldn't mind. You can actually, if you put your finger on my pulse, you'll feel the
arrhythmia,
offbeat.
yeah.
Do you have a pacemaker or anything?
No, but I do have the loop recorder.
What's that? To count?
Yeah, just they'll know when I die.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
know,
nice.
if they'll go, oh, he died at 12 o'clock from a massive heart attack.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's just a recorder. That's
It's the
all
same as putting an EKG
It doesn't have the
or
inbuilt-
ECG machine on you, is it?
It's what?
It doesn't have the
It's
fucking...
the same, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the inbuilt defib, like.
No, but I do know a guy with that.
Same.
And recently he took, you know those pills that were going around, the pills that, the Nike pills?
Yeah, yeah.
He took 2 of them, and in the middle of the night he was asleep, and
went off.
it pulled him up out of his sleep. He must have been, his heart must have stopped.
Yeah, because like they count those things, like they'll count, and if 2/3 of your beats are irregular, so it's something like 18 out of 27, it starts charging up.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's time for an ad break, so we'll be back in a few minutes.
So, Billy, does your social media look like a teenager's bedroom?
What? Full of Justin Bieber posters?
No, you incompetent fool. Messy and unorganized.
Yeah, it kinda does. But what can I do about it?
Oh, poor simple Billy. Why not put all your social media in one convenient place?
But gee whiz, mister, how can I do that?
With Social QR, of course. It's easy, fast, and free.
But what's social QR?
Well, Billy, I'm glad you asked. Social QR is a one-stop shop for personal and business social media users to have all your social media in one place. Easy to set up, easy to share, and fully customizable, with your own custom QR code suitable for digital and print media.
Jiminy crickets, so now it'll be as tidy as my web browser?
So don't forget, Billy, that's socialqr.xyz. And Billy, take down the Justin Bieber posters.
Aww.
Every day,
Richie has to drive 2 miles to bum tobacco from his friends. With your generous donation of only $19.20 a week, Richie won't have to sponge from his friends. Text Richie to 5210342 759126089 so we can finally tell Richie to piss off.
From its rich traditions beginning when the first AM radio transmission was broadcast in the year 1900 to present day, where radio is still the most listened to form of media and the number one source for people of all ages to enjoy their favorite music and discover new artists. Sure, the technology has changed, but the concept has stood the test of time throughout history. From the end of World War II,
General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations. The flags of freedom fly all over Europe.
to the falling of the Berlin Wall.
Our top story. The Iron Curtain between East Germany and West Berlin has come tumbling down.
To the U.S. entering the War on Terror.
None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
Generations across the world are united by music as it transcends all language barriers. It brings everyone on planet Earth closer together. We at iStreamRadio.ie understand what radio has done for the world and would like to thank radio for its 100 plus years of service. Radio has been here through thick and thin. Thank you, radio.
Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last, we create what you will. Don't wait for the right opportunity. Let us create it. When the virtual world of the internet, ideas, dreams, and concepts have become a reality, now is the time to bring your idea to the digital world. MilestoneMedia.ie offer a full range of digital services such as web development, hosting, audio, and visual services. Inspiration has a new platform. MilestoneMedia.ie. Experience the difference.
Tired of getting more screwed over than your cousin Jesse's pig? Sick of those uppity cowboys over at the Irish Insurance Federation? Is your vehicle being overpriced because it's undervalued? Does your annual quote leave you feeling sicker than the morning you woke up beside your sister? Well, leg it down to Leggett Insurance. Leggett Insurance is the answer to all your insurance needs. Bored off the road? No problem. Old lady turfed you out and you gotta move your collection of lawn art? That's okay. Underage? Well, shit, that ain't your fault. Our unique style of cover provisions includes a real insurance disc to put in your windshield and the understanding that if something goes wrong, you use our groundbreaking policy. Run as fast as you can before anyone gets your wrench. The golden rule is to make sure you pick up any bits of your car left behind so you can't be identified. Your one-off payment of $29.99 annually provides all of the above. And for an additional $40, we provide you with a full windscreen worth in your very own Leggett disc holder. Just call us on 2800 Yeehaw! That's 2800 Yeehaw! Sail through that checkpoint today! Itchy, smelly scrotum getting you down. Worried about ball sweat on the dance floor? Well, worry no more. New sandalwood and lavender scented Man Ponds has your nutsack covered. Our unique smell-inhibiting fibrous wadding ensures your most repugnant odors are kept to yourself. So next time she drops the hand, you can feel confident it's not into a vat of nut soup. And don't forget, you can be the sweetest smelling stud in the nursing home with new Man Ponds Twilight Edition for seniors. Order our economy size 86 pack today on manponds.org. Man Ponds, because you don't need to smell any worse.
The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
And you're very welcome back to the Supernatural Dogshit podcast, or formerly known as the Supernatural Dogshit podcast.
The podcast soon to be known
formerly known as the Supernatural Dogshit podcast. What a fucking mouthful. Try say that.
No.
The podcast that's soon to be formerly known as the podcast formerly known as Supernatural Dogshit podcast. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I notice your mic is all the way over there because he's eating a biscuit.
You
At
still
least
would
he
have
has
heard
the
me.
etiquette to keep the biscuit away from the microphone.
Favorite biscuit?
Oh,
Because we did discuss favorite chocolate bars.
Pink wafers.
I'm in a terrible position now because we just had a conversation about how my favorite biscuit is actually a cake.
Okay,
Jaffa
so
cake's
it's Jaffa
your
cake.
favorite biscuit?
Yeah, Jaffa cake is my favorite biscuit.
So technically not a biscuit. So what's your favorite
That
biscuit?
wouldn't be your favorite cake, would it? Like Black Forest Gat was my favorite cake.
No, I'm going to stick to biscuits for a minute.
Okay, so
There's a lot to be said for a dark chocolate digestive.
There is. Especially when it's sweet meal.
yeah, I do like I like dark chocolate. What about a Viscount?
They're now see, fancy biscuits. They're amazing though.
They're lovely, but you want to be. There's only so many of them you can have.
What about
There was a pound shop in town used to sell them with orange in them,
Yes.
strawberry in them,
Yes.
cherry in them.
Where was that?
The pound shop in Duns used to sell them.
No way.
Oh, €1 for like the twin pack.
Yeah,
Lads, text in your favorite biscuit
They were like
to
knockoff
085
Viscount.
27
Yeah.
27 212.
Knockoff cream. Remember knockoff cream eggs in loads of different flavors.
No,
No.
Oh, amazing.
I feel as if I've missed out now.
Or remember those little chocolate turtle things, turtle shells, and you buy them. It was like
I do remember them.
gooey caramel, and they were just
Yeah.
delicious.
The which? What was that?
You know, in every like shop where you'd buy fags in your school uniform, the till there'd be all those boxes of sweets.
Yes.
And in Eddie's, there was these fucking chocolate turtles. Look, there was turtles on the pack.
Like a half shell type.
you get them
shop.
at Easter time, yeah.
And they're green in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're delish.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're delish. But the only problem is it hurts your teeth to eat them.
Especially when you grow up, well at 16 you've full-time hours and you're making loads of money. So what you do, you have to cash and carry and buy boxes of sweets.
Living
So
the dream there, boy.
To our listeners, text
Until
in.
my mouth caught on fire.
To our listeners, text in to 085 2727 212 or on comment. What is your favourite biscuit?
What's mine? I'd say pink wafers.
That is such a knacker option to take.
Knacker option.
That's
There,
a
that's a
knacker
fucking
option.
slur.
What is knacker?
Yeah.
You know where it comes from? Being one of 6 children, and you know every Christmas there'd only be 2 of them fuckers at the top of the biscuit tin.
What?
Remember you'd open the biscuits and there'd be like a selection of biscuits and everybody's favourite biscuits, but the pink wafers would only be 2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
whoa,
do you remember when they used to have the jelly on top?
Hold on, I thought you
Yes.
were. Whoa,
They were the best biscuit
Fucking
going.
reverse here. I thought you were addressing the fact that he had said something there about me saying the word knacker.
No, I corrected you and we moved on.
No. Why is the word knacker bad?
Because it's just a slur. It doesn't need to be used.
It's a slur
It's a
towards.
s- it's
Who was
a
I
ca-
using the slur towards?
Nothing, but just in general.
I
it's
know. Who
like-
was I using it towards? Him.
You can call a person a knacker. 'Cause
Absolutely.
It's a turn of phrase now. It's a way to call someone a really bad person because
Yes.
the people in the traveling community wouldn't even you can't they wouldn't like that's something you call somebody when they are being that.
Exactly. A knacker is a knacker. A knacker isn't a traveller.
No,
it's across the spectrum.
But
It's a bastard on a
I've-
different level.
I have been around people and I'd let a fart and they go, "Oh, you smelly knacker."
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I know.
so that's so
But
it's hardly a bad word.
No. All the knacker is a slur, and to be honest, it all stems from fucking stigma against the travelling community. Like,
Yeah, it does.
It does, but it's transformed since then.
And they've transformed since then.
Yeah, exactly.
But like in the same way the word slope can be used to describe a slope or can be a really derogatory term towards a person of Asian description, you know what I mean? It's a word that was taken because knacker was always from the knacker's yard where stuff went to be broken
not
down.
even- yeah, but even just for the fucking like, it was like it was originally a place where horses were brought to be killed.
Yeah, like,
amazing. It's
end that was knackered went there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's amazing how one word can spark a conversation.
But yeah, but like if you threw down the N word there, that's fucking how many?
Does it not begin with a K?
No, but the N word.
The N word.
You was talking about words that can kick shit
you
off.
being the smart ass there? Yeah, both of us fell for that.
Hey,
Hey, you're hey. He's not even looking at you now.
no, he's not, he left me hanging for
I
so
know.
long.
For so long, it wasn't worth it then in the long run.
No,
was it?
but I had to do it. I couldn't just.
No, you
walk
couldn't
away.
back out
Yeah.
because then you'd
But
feel
at least
stupid.
as soon as I turned around, I acknowledged it. Yeah. You know, like I can't see what I can't see.
Give us the ligator there, please.
I decided not to use the welder.
Yes, thank you very much for that, by the way. So let's move on to the topic, please.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about mental health this evening. Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I'm able.
No, the reason...
I'm not in great mental health at the minute.
The reason why we're talking about mental health is because we do tip in and out of it every now and again, but we never actually covered it. And Pierce did say that he'd like to cover a couple of things. But before you continue on saying anything, I was listening to Adrian Kennedy, one of his old podcasts, during the week. And there was a woman who came on the show because she said she had this unbelievable experience that she needed to speak about.
Right.
She was in Dublin city centre and she got a guy just basically walked over and into her face.
The fuck?
What kind of descent was this guy from?
Huh?
What kind of descent was he from? What kind
Irish guy?
Irish guy.
Irish homeless guy.
When was this recently?
Yeah, about just before Christmas, I'd say.
So like during the pandemic?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I was curious about.
Yeah, but so what happened was
a
load of other people started to ring in saying, I know the guy, the red school bag and the brown jacket, he goes around spitting at everybody.
What?
And as it turns out, everybody was on saying, oh, he's a piece of shit, he's a this, that and the other, let's get the police after him, we'll find out who this guy is.
That's it.
Turns out they were drawing attention to a mentally ill man.
But that's turning into a vigilante witch hunt.
Yes, it is, on radio. And Adrian Kennedy turned around on air. Somebody texted in and said, this man could have serious mental health issues. Stop talking about it or stop taking the piss out of him at least.
Yeah.
And Adrian Kennedy turned around and said, I'm sick and tired of this mental health excuse. No, everybody should know it's wrong. Even if you have a mental disability, you should know it's wrong not to spit in someone's face. I was like, you fucking idiot.
Completely missed the point of having a mental illness.
Yes.
No, to be fair, like, ideally people should know it's not right to be spitting at people. And I guarantee in some way that person does know it's rude.
No, they don't. No, there's some of them have no idea.
I think it's like a child brain, like, haha, I'm doing the thing nobody wants me to do thing. But there's still consequences that woman was assaulted by that man.
Absolutely, and I wouldn't take it away from that one.
But it's up to the Gardaí to apprehend him sharpish.
Yes, but what I wanted to draw attention to was the question that Adrian Kennedy, well, it wasn't even a question, but what Adrian Kennedy had posed. Was basically, that people are now using this as a crutch in society, and
sometimes
it's mental health
this,
mental health that, and that therapy is now overprescribed, which I personally think mental health therapy is overprescribed.
I think
to be honest, it's overprescribed to the fact that it's not actually available to those that need it.
Would you say that it's overprescribed to the fact that it's making it under-delivered? Because
very good, Richard. That was a really good.
There's no
point.
way of it being delivered in this country.
Yeah,
well, something like 40% of all illness is mental illness. 60% of it is physical illness, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've all these supports in hospitals around physical health and physiotherapy, and fucking having a cough and whatever, and other normal things besides COVID. But like when you come to mental health, there's no resources for it. Like there's like
you can't say
unless
there's
you've
okay.
Unless you've bankroll and you've bankroll.
There's very
private care.
Unless unless you have private health insurance, you will be bandied from doctor to doctor. You will never. It's unlikely you will see the same psychiatrist 2 times in a row, so they can actually build up a rapport and a profile of your condition and treat you accurately.
So was I just the lucky one?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. No.
The thing is like
extremity of case as well.
But like your case is quite rare.
Okay.
It also crosses from the mental health into the physical health. That's why you're seeing a neurologist rather than just straight on to the psychiatrist. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes, but I also know people who have come out the other side of therapy worse. I know people who have come out better. It seems to be a hit and miss.
I've come out better from it.
And was your therapy paid for by yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. So what were you saying earlier about paying for it?
70 quid an hour to sit
no,
down and talk to somebody.
Was there something along the lines? The only way you're going to get it is mental.
Yeah, if you need it, immediately, the only way is to go private.
I could walk into St. Lawrence right now.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
and
you'd
be put on a ward, and you'd be seen by a team, and all that.
And then they will assess you, and after maybe 3 days, if they're like, you're grand, you're gone. Whereas the reasons you went in there, and for might not have been addressed, and there might not be any action plan towards improving them.
There has to be an action plan.
Yeah, we'll
Not
get
always.
a guard to knock in around your house once or twice a week.
But there has to be an action plan. They can't.
No, they have done. There's no action plan.
I find that very hard to believe that a mental institution would.
I punch Pierce in the mouth right now and break his teeth. There's no emergency dental care for him in this county.
No.
Not in this county, no.
No, and
No,
he has
no,
to pay for all his emergency dental care himself.
Okay.
And it's €450 to get in the door.
But what has that got to do with the lack of resources for
If you
mental
can
health?
imagine they do that to you with your teeth, and we all need our teeth, imagine what they do with your personal mental health. They don't give, there's nothing there.
Like,
Of
they're
course, there's so many success stories.
Success stories, that's the
we
individuals themselves and their own story. I'm just saying, as a mental health care setup, we don't have it.
Like the people working in there do the very best they can with what they have, but they're completely under-resourced.
Okay, so if they're doing the best that they can in there, so that's clearly they're getting good care. So they may be under-resourced and they may not be able to bring them out on a day trip or whatever it is.
No.
But I mean, surely psychiatric therapy is one-on-one.
No. Psychiatric therapy doesn't exist. Psychiatric therapy is medicine. It's pills. It's your 20-minute consultation. Here, do this.
Yeah, and
with
some people
changes
need psychiatric therapy.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But fucking, like, when you have someone with an issue and they need long-term care, they need to see someone regularly. They need DBT, dialectical behaviour therapy, if they've borderline personality disorder, for instance. There can be massive.
And is there people out there getting care for this stuff?
Yeah, there is, but there's huge waiting lists to get anywhere near it.
Okay, there may be huge.
Like, if you went into a doctor, you could be on an 18-month waiting list.
But what he said earlier,
psychologist.
what he said is a really good point. This way I went, haha, Richard. Because maybe, the resources aren't there is because there's too many people crying wolf and just going in and presenting themselves and wanting help. And it's, they're understaffed and there's not resources because of these people.
By that very thing, you're minimising the impact it has on all of their lives.
No,
You're saying it doesn't affect them.
No, and I know there is people who play the mental health card.
Yes, right.
Of course there is.
There is.
So many of them these days.
Yes, and it causes lines
Even
to blur.
kids.
Causes lines to blur. People don't get taken seriously and shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is with the mental care setup that there is none, is because you're putting the fucking on the shoulders of the GPs. The poor old GP has this person coming into them. Not every GP is, but I've an amazing GP. Because of the way we get on, I understand how her job works a lot better. But she's like, comes to me, I have to get somebody else who's a professional in that field. If you came in with a broken hand, I'd send you to a bone doctor.
Yeah.
I have to send you to the head doctor. Without my reach, I have very limited scope.
Is that how well your brain's working tonight?
Yeah.
The bone doctor and the head doctor.
I couldn't say orthopedic surgeon.
And what's the other one? The head doctor?
A psychiatrist, psychologist, psychoanalyst, whatever the fuck.
I didn't remember when there used to be bone setters before there was bone doctors.
Yeah.
No.
They just set your...
It'd be like someone in the community that'll just, they'd know how to set your
Professionals
bone.
that doing it?
Not really. They're just like, they wouldn't be part of the HSE or anything. They'd just be the local bone setter. And they'd come and they'd set your bone straight.
So continue what you were saying.
They have to send them off to a specialist.
Yes.
They send you off to the specialist. The specialist gets you and he just throws you into the massive warehouse of a waiting room.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody has to be seen in order.
Yeah, unfortunately. But is that a case of the system over-prescribing doctors and GPs?
No, it's under-delivery of services.
Over-prescribing because...
No, because the doctor... No, you're talking about prescriptions there, and that's completely different than being assessed and diagnosed.
And a whole separate field of medicine.
But let me give you an example. Look, we live in a world full of emotional haemophiliacs. They're so soft and they're so gentle. Each little poke, they just bleed to death. So... what I genuinely believe that we have over-prescribed therapy to the point where people know you can play the victim card, and if you play the victim card, you get special privileges.
No, see, what a therapist will do is see straight through that because they're trained to recognise certain
Not
things.
anymore. They're telling kids they have ADD and they don't have ADD.
That's people with agendas. And really active journalists trying to cause a divide.
But the point is, if you go in front of a psychiatrist with a child and they say, right, the child has ADD, and the child doesn't, because it's just an easy out for the psychiatrist to put a label on it.
To be fair, there was a case up in a hospital in Dublin where the psychiatrist there loved calling people bipolar. And it didn't matter. No. But that was down to the fact that there's so many limited people who can give diagnoses in this field.
But he over...
over they literally would just fucking bandage anyone that
This
came
is
near
my
them.
point.
When you think you have a hammer, everything was starting to look like a nail job. Like
Exactly. But like, that's down to that individual, not the field of medicine itself.
Yeah, I understand.
And
that.
it's not a fixed science in set field.
But see,
No,
my
it's
problem
very
is
woolly.
we're so soft
The
these
DSM.
days. I'll give you an example of how soft we are, and I think we spoke about this before. There was a nurse in Dublin during the COVID stuff, and she had to take time off work, and she said she was suffering with PTSD. And then as soon as I heard that, I went, "What? Your job as a healthcare worker is to face situations exactly like this. This is what you're getting paid for." And
Still
if
a human being.
I know it's a human being, but if you go in that stupidly unprepared for, she sees death every day. Every day. So what's so different about this death? COVID death
the
versus
problem
an
is,
old man taking a heart attack.
It's a realm where you don't have
any
experience or idea of what you're doing or talking about.
No,
you
I don't
understand those people's job.
No, I don't. But here's the thing: if I go into the podcast tonight and I talk about something that's you talk about something that's uncomfortable, and then I suffer with PTSD after that, I expect
Me talking
rough
about
conversations. I expect this stuff.
Not a fair comparison.
Not a fair.
It's very fair.
No, it's not.
So tell
No,
me,
it's not.
tell me what's outside of what she should have expected.
Right, just say, I'm sitting in A&E waiting to be seen.
Yes.
I have a small injury in my hand. And then some lad's dragged through the door with a degloved face and a smashed up fucking skull. And he's breathing bubbles through his nose. This guy, everybody who witnesses that man is going to suffer PTSD.
Yeah.
And it can affect everybody in different ways. It might affect one individual 6 months down the line, another one 3 years down the line. That's how it works. Now listen to me. No, listen to me, because you're talking out your arse when you're
No,
trying
what
to...
they'd expect.
Right, but this could have been the straw that broke the back on this camel. You don't know how hard some of these people are made to work. All hospitals in this country run differently.
Dude, you're talking to me as if I don't understand the hospital system. Of course I understand the system.
Yeah, but I'm not going to let you get away with talking shit about the wrong people.
I have been in hospital more times than you have, and I've seen exactly how they work.
How many surgeries you had?
I've seen how the nurses work. 3?
5.
Okay, how many times have you been in hospital? 15 times 1 year.
15
times 1 year.
Me and all my brothers, we've all been regular visitors to the hospital.
The longest I was in hospital when I was a kid was 6 months.
No, I had a couple of days.
That is a long
That's
long
a long time. I was a very sick child. So the fact of the matter is, I'm very aware of what goes on in hospitals. And if
So why are you giving out about somebody suffering PTSD, man? It's his individual things.
If you'd let me finish, I will tell you why I'm giving out about this person. It's because they're telling me they're suffering from a job that they opted into and should have been fully aware. These are intelligent people.
Yeah, but have you heard the term mortgaged into a job?
They're going to see their hands chopped off, legs chopped off. They're going to see this stuff.
No, come here. Do you actually know that, like, within the medical profession, there is an overall higher rate of mental illness? That, like, some of these highly intelligent people have their own shit going on, and
clearly
part of them trying to cope with it is kind of going, fuck it, I might feel like shit and I don't really feel like existing, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try and help people, because that will give me meaning. And that's why they go into medicine, some of them.
If a nurse is suffering from PTSD from a job that she opted into, nobody forced her, she is in the wrong job, because
maybe she was... Don't shout me down. How rude.
Who's to say that she... in a couple of months' time, when she's in hospital, doesn't have a nervous breakdown while giving care to a patient, and the patient ends up dying because she can't handle it mentally. If you can't handle something, get the fuck out of the kitchen.
Right, first of all, if the patient was in a situation where... Listen, there's no way you would be left alone with one nurse if there was any way you were in a situation where you were going to die. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Does it not?
Literally, have you been inside an ICU ward where you literally see a nurse just pacing around watching people sleep? You were never left on your own to die.
No, in an ICU ward.
Any ward.
Of course you are. You're in the A&E department. You are left in there for hours, and the only person that
when you're in the
could
waiting
be
room
beside you is a nurse.
How many staff are in a fucking A&E?
All nurses.
Right. All I'm just going to get...
All nurses.
There's a massive point here.
How many? I'm talking... You're there talking about... Oh, if this one
20,
person...
40?
If this one person has a horrific incident in front of them and isn't able to cope, that person will die. You're saying that, like, if someone has a hugely life-threatening graphic injury, they're only going to be left with one nurse.
Even if the person doesn't die. You get the point of what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
You're talking out your arse.
In the middle of doing her job, she could have a breakdown because she's already proven that she's weak enough to suffer a breakdown.
Why is she weak enough? Hang on a second now, because you're tagging things together and I don't like it.
She's weak.
I was the first.
She
I was
weak.
first.
Okay, you go.
Listen.
Get
do
'em.
not
Get
shout
'em.
across me, and you will let me make this point.
Go ahead.
You don't know the first fucking thing about PTSD. You know fuck all.
And what makes you the expert?
I know people with PTSD.
And you're an expert.
And it affects... I've experienced...
So you qualified more to talk about this than I am?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Because you know a couple of people.
I know a couple of people who've had really great and bad experiences with it, but I'm telling you one thing, nobody knows about PTSD. It's very new the way we delve into it and how it affects people. Something traumatic happens to somebody. It could be years, days, weeks, months, years later before
Richie, you're
something
explaining
happens.
this to me as if I don't know what PTSD is.
Yeah, but the way you're
Post-traumatic-
flouting the word,
What?
you can't be
Why am
mad at somebody.
flouting it? I am mad.
You can't be mad at somebody for getting PTSD.
Yes, I am.
No, you can't be mad at somebody
Yes.
else for taking
Yes,
something
I am.
differently than you. When it was an experience, they had no say in what they saw.
Okay. When, what's his name? The guy who dove in the water and got stung by the big stingray? Steve Irwin.
Don't know. No,
Everybody, when Steve Irwin died, everybody went, well, you know, what did he expect? It was eventually it was going to happen to him because he took such huge risks. And even he said, one day,
You're
this
just
is
shouting.
going to
You're
kill
not even.
me.
No, you're just shouting.
This is what
now.
he said.
You're just shouting.
So,
come on, no. Bring it back down to the podcast.
So the point is,
His nickname is Stretch Armstrong because that's such a fucking reach.
the point is, gentlemen.
He's going to be the incredible
Lap it
Sulk
up, ladies.
next.
Lap it up, ladies. Lap
See,
it
now
up.
look, more fucking misogyny.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, I'm a misogynist.
Now listen.
And I hate nurses, apparently.
Yeah,
No,
it
you
really
fucking
sounds
listen.
like that.
Yeah,
It really sounds
we're
like
not
that.
letting you. Have you not gotten the vibe that we're
No,
not letting you away with what you're saying?
hold on a second. I made a joke just saying I hate all nurses, and he says, yeah, well, that's the vibe that we're getting. Now, hold on. I never mentioned that I hate nurses. I never said that nurses do a bad job. No,
You called them weak.
Yes. No, I called her weak, specifically her.
Who's her?
Your woman that I'm
How is
talking
somebody
about.
weak for suffering PTSD?
Because she didn't have...
You want to have a debate
Okay.
about mental health and you're judging people for having PTSD.
Dude, if you let me fucking finish...
All you're doing is talking over us, like.
Yeah.
Listen back, lads.
You've
listen
made
back.
your point.
No, I haven't.
Well, you've said the same thing 3 times very loudly
Okay, what
over
am I going to
everybody
say, Richie?
else. No, what you have said.
Okay, what have I said?
That you're just not
No,
backing
what
down.
have I said, Richie?
Like, just rah,
Exactly.
fucking rah.
What have I said, Richie?
I hate nurses.
That's not what I said.
You may as well have.
No,
Yeah.
no.
You know, you're just
See what
pointing
you're
a gun
doing?
around the target.
Ad hominem, Richie.
It is ad hominem.
This is
I'm taking
completely-
you down ad hominem.
Yes, absolutely.
Stretch
Because
Armstrong.
It's nothing to do with what we're talking about. Nothing to do with what
And
we're
neither's PTSD to do with people being weak. They're not. It's not an equivalency.
Dude, of course it is. If you have 2 nurses in the same ward and they're doing the exact same job,
How old is this nurse? And how long was she working as a nurse?
they're both the exact same age, both the exact same experience, they're twins. Same upbringing, twins.
No, you cannot say someone having a fucking crisis is them being weak. You can't say that.
Well, then let me finish what I was going to say.
You said weak a lot now.
Okay, not strong. So, the 2 nurses, they're both twins, same age, same upbringing, same parents, everything was the exact fucking same.
So are you a psychologist that you know so much about this?
Finish. So, these 2 nurses are there. They have the exact same experience. Something happens in the ward. One of them suffers from PTSD. The other doesn't suffer from PTSD. Which one is the stronger person?
It's not about strength.
Of course it's about fucking strength.
No.
In a situation where you're in a hospital and people's lives depend on you, it's all about fucking strength.
You're overemphasizing and not understanding their role and their job and how their job works. If that's your point, because no matter. You could be on a ward, a nurse will drop fucking dead. You will not receive a reduced level of care. You just won't. It's just not. It's not that life and death. It's not that life and death when you're just dealing with you and a nurse for care.
No, you're dead right. It's not that life and death.
Yeah, but that's
you're dead right. But
So get down off that one first.
Yeah.
The second one is you're talking about strength. You've proven how weak you are. That you look at strength in that way. That you would judge somebody for feeling upset about something they witnessed. You get PTSD from anything, from fucking anything negative that happens to you. God bless the Gardaí that go around, the amount of PTSD them fuckers have, and they have no fixed network of critical incident stress management. Like,
So if they're not
same
weak,
for the ambulance lads.
If they're not weak and they're not strong, Then what are they?
They're people.
Yeah.
So, no, it's not. So what's the behaviour called then?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
What's the behaviour that causes it?
No.
It's not a behavior. It's not a behavior.
Hey.
Yes.
I can't believe I had to whistle at you.
Go on.
No. You can, like, some people can be more robust to dealing with traumatic events. Like, soldiers that go to war still come back with shell shock. And that's a thing that's been recognised since the First World War. Do you know? Like,
So the names just got longer. Remember the George Carlin sketch?
Which?
The George Carlin sketch about shell shock. What's the other one? Remember he's talking about how the manipulation of language were shell shock and how it transferred to PTSD.
No.
Dilution of words.
Well, because at one point it was considered to only be experienced by soldiers.
Yeah.
And then from there they realised that no, other people can have this from their day-to-day living if they see something horrendous.
People that were raped get PTSD.
Let me ask you a
How
question.
could they not?
People that were bet as children of PTSD.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and that's fine, and that's acceptable.
It's not acceptable. It's just a
It's
fact.
it's acceptable. It's acceptable that if a child who was beaten up as a child grows into an adult and suffers from PTSD, that's acceptable that he suffers from that because he has a really good reason for it. But if you opt into a job, if you opt into a fucking job where you know you're going to witness this stuff, you know, she knows she's going to see hands severed, head severed, dead bodies. She fucking does.
How many departments are in a hospital?
Then why does she get trained to deal with the hand severed?
How many?
What's the training for a nurse for a hand severed? It's the same for basic first aid, but you put a tourniquet on it and you get them to a fucking surgeon, right? They're just fucking people.
I know what they are.
You know, you fucking clearly don't.
That sounded
I
very
do know
bad.
what they are.
Sounded very
It
bad.
sounds
I
so
know
bad.
exactly what they are.
You're telling me,
and I am telling you exactly what
you're
they are.
telling me that every nurse that signs up should be expected to be Aiden's House of Horrors.
If I was you, I'd be very careful with the kitchen knives because by Jesus, if you came into the hospital now,
and this was heard by one of them,
and if I was there,
if
I was there, there's a fucking triage. I'd be having two looks at you.
And there's the thing that there's people within the medical industry who wouldn't uphold their Hippocratic oath and would go, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Hippocratic oath is literally just an American thing.
Right.
We do not have the Hippocratic oath.
You know what I'm talking about. They, obviously, doctors swear to do no harm to their patients.
No, they don't. It's a code of ethics. It's a code of ethics. It's just agreed upon.
So it's agreed upon. So stop being so fucking.
No.
pedantic
It's
about
agreed
it.
upon, and if you operate outside the code of ethics, you're going to jail.
How many departments are there in a hospital?
So many.
Many. Okay.
Depends on the hospital.
Oh, you mean surgical or?
No. I'm just talking about in general. How many departments could a nurse in a hospital potentially work in?
Well, they can specialise in departments.
No, but you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm talking about.
Or you can be like a general nurse.
Well, no, but like, you mean you could be a general nurse, you could be an outpatient, you could be in medical, you could be in surgical, you know, you could be in ER, you could be in ICU,
And
you could be in neonatal.
And
you know what I
considering
mean?
all of these fields, all of these different fields, you think that one of them are so stupid to not think that they're going to see a bit of blood or people dying in the job they're in?
You're excited again.
The job they're in.
right. I seen it was a nice documentary actually. It was a fucking famous lady, Mrs. Likes her. She was a celebrity, but she had to go and work on a maternity ward and do an apprenticeship.
I watched that.
Yeah, and they're trained how to deal with stillbirths and stuff.
Yes.
And no matter who the fuck you are, how you expect these people to, right, I'm signing up for this, I am going to prepare myself for this exact scenario where I won't get traumatized by all the bad shit I see. No matter who the fuck you are, you don't know until it happens.
And isn't it amazing that the vast majority of the older nurses that I've ever spoken to, the vast majority of them would be that bit more hardened to the whole situation. And they would be that bit more, not understanding why these younger ones are just complaining and complaining.
No, the shit that happens that breaks people's hearts. And it just because they don't show it, people will all assume they're the strong person. They're the people that go home and kill themselves over all this shit.
Can I also point out that this girl who made the complaint, who was suffering from PTSD, she wasn't even in the COVID ward. She wasn't in the COVID ward. She had nothing to do, no contact with COVID patients, and still she's suffering from PTSD. From what I asked,
you could suffer. A 15-second event could give you PTSD.
From what you just said there, from what I asked, you don't have a fucking clue about the circumstance, and you're talking out your hoop.
Yeah,
she said it was because of COVID.
No, but see, even if you back down on everything you've said, is that you're
she said this, not me.
But you're equating people's weakness. You're equating suffering PTSD to weakness.
Yes, I am.
You have 20-year-old nurses and teachers writing wills because of COVID. That's not normal. That's not normal.
Non-COVID
No,
related.
that's a bit of an
Non-COVID
overreaction.
related. I know a guy who's went to war.
Better say it than fucking sorry.
He fought in
No,
Afghanistan.
if you
And
affect
when
your
an
health-
airline,
Whoa,
you're talking over
Everybody's
me.
talking. Everybody's talking.
When an
I didn't
airline
finish my
cracks,
point.
he hits the fucking deck, man. That's PTSD, right? It still affects her. She might see something, and every time she sees it, it will remind her of what she witnessed. That's fucking PTSD. It's all subjective to your life experiences.
Yeah, it's
Traumatic shit affects people, Aiden, and it doesn't make them
to
any
me-
weaker.
To me, it just sounds like you're defending something as outrageous as ADHD.
ADHD is serious because it leads. If someone's ADHD is recognised soon on, and people give them the education the way they need
you
it.
really think that ADHD is a real thing?
Yes.
Really?
Here.
Okay, so,
here.
okay, you two clever guys over there, you tell me who came up with the term ADHD?
Probably somebody from a pharmaceutical company.
No,
Well,
not
no,
somebody from
it's in the
pharmaceutical.
fucking DSM, like.
No, who came up with the name?
I don't know.
Tell
but
us.
it's in the
Very
DSM.
famous psychiatrist. I don't know his name. He was an Australian dude. Sure, you can Google him really quickly there.
Look, what do you know his
Wait,
name? I
wait,
don't-
wait.
You
Wait,
wouldn't
wait.
even know if I said out
That's
the right
why I'm
name.
asking you, do we know his name? Because I
you
don't
wouldn't
know
even-
his fucking name.
Oh
Let
God,
me finish.
that was not the way you said that.
That's no misleading.
That's exactly what I was asking.
Look, listen.
Are you okay?
The
Aiden?
point is-
Aiden, are you okay?
The point is,
you want
I
a
know.
hug?
Are you all right?
You're such an angry young man.
listen, the point is that guy
Yeah, what is the point?
who came up with the name ADHD, he then went to his deathbed, and on his deathbed, it's recorded on camera for everybody to
Is
see.
that on YouTube?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I've read it, I've seen it, I've heard it mentioned so many times. But the guy said on his deathbed, ADHD is not real. I made that up just to plumaz these asshole parents with their soft kids. His words, not mine.
Even if it is,
It's a
right?
made up bullshit excuse.
Maybe it's a nice term for asshole kids.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But I was an asshole kid, but I didn't have a label foisted upon me and Ritalin fucking rammed down my throat.
No, but
Well, it's
I think with
word and amphetamines.
or lumped into the autism
The
spectrum.
fuck? No.
You know what I mean?
No. You could,
Amphetamines, what are you talking about?
that's one of the main treatments for ADHD, and it's actually one of the main signs of it.
Exactly.
No, shut up for a second. It's actually one of the ways an adult can spot if some adults, like, they react in the opposite. Like, let's say they take MDMA, right? But they just get completely chilled out. They don't get high. They just get,
Focused.
yeah. They're the people that generally have ADHD.
Well, here's the thing for you. ADHD, name one adult you know with ADHD.
I can, but that's their medical history. I'm not going to.
Okay, because here's the thing.
Call.
The amount,
There was a death trap right there.
the amount of children with ADHD doesn't compare with the amount of adults that has ADHD. And if ADHD is a real thing,
that
it hasn't been around. It has been around a long time. So therefore, we would have adults with ADHD that were undiagnosed. And yet we don't.
We do, because they're undiagnosed. You answered your own question.
Clearly,
Next.
but clearly they'd go in and they'd see a psychiatrist.
Why?
Most of these people who have gone in,
No, they'll go in and they go on an 18-month waiting list to see one.
No, you have to remember that. Like, people go this for help when their problems impact their lives. If they have gotten through to adulthood without a diagnosis, with like fucking ADHD or whatever, and it's not impacting their lives, they don't see a problem. There's nothing to fix.
I've just discussed how the man who invented this bogus term said it was bogus,
Yeah,
and yet still you two will hang on to that.
Yes, and one of the world's craziest, most evil men gave us fucking cornflakes. Get over it, like.
That was to stop. That was to stop masturbation, though.
That was to stop masturbation, yeah.
Yeah.
People enjoyed it with ice cold milk.
Weak sauce, lads. Weak sauce.
No, you're weak sauce, man. You're pulling. Fucking stretch Armstrong
Really?
tonight, man. Fucking
Really?
reach on
Well,
you.
I can't
I
ask
can't believe this is the mental health podcast, and you started off with Adrian Kennedy said people are just leaning on this too much, and you're
Yes.
giving out about
You
that.
equated PTSD to weakness.
No. Yes, I did. Yeah,
no,
absolutely.
you did that,
Yes,
and then
I
you
did.
spun around
and I won't
and
take it
said
back.
this is all a load of shite.
Which is a load of shite.
I don't expect you to take
PTSD.
it back.
No, I never said
ADHD.
PTSD was a load of shite, lads. You need to start opening your ears. I said PTSD is a real thing. Of course, it's a real thing.
But
I never
But you're equating it to weakness.
Yes, of course
Which
I am.
is absolute
Of course I am.
bullshit.
Here's the thing, all right? If let's say I was to witness a man being murdered, right?
Yeah.
And I suffer then from PTSD.
Yes.
The human brain isn't designed to see such tragedies, and some people are a lot more stronger-willed than others and can
It's
get
not
through
will.
it. And
No,
they will,
hang on a
They
second.
will
Will,
get through
will
it.
implies choice.
Yes.
No.
Yes, and you think people can't make a choice
Aiden.
to be better?
Have you ever had someone scare the shite out of you, like jump out of a box and give you a fright? And you know the rush of adrenaline and endorphins after that?
Yeah.
Sometimes you could be just standing looking at something and come to a realization of a witnessing of an event. And your body will release those hormones anyway. And they can hit you harder without the initial fright.
Great.
And lead to panic attacks. Every time you relive it,
Richie,
you can get
who are you arguing with? I'm not saying that none of this is true.
But you're equating it to weakness, and that's complete fucking bullshit.
It's a weakness of the human mind.
It's not weakness.
So,
it's a reaction.
So how come
it's a normal reaction to an abnormal event?
How come Twin B didn't suffer the exact same reaction because of its so normal?
Stop shouting if you want to make a point. You're losing any sort of credibility.
That's because I have to shout over
Through the course of them performing their duties, they weren't hand in fucking hand every day working the exact same people doing the exact same cases.
People
it's
are different.
Subject to their experience.
No. If we're talking about twins and we're going to go into the fucking twin thing, right? If one twin develops schizophrenia, a highly recognized genetic fucking environmental disorder, right? And they're twins, so they've and they're monozygotic twins. They're identical twins, right? The other one has a 50% chance of developing it. That's not any way at all.
Just if there's genetic predispositions, there could be a risk.
But their risk would rise to 50%.
Yeah.
So if you have,
that's only with identical twins, though.
That's a fucking ashtray.
Oh. That's only with identical twins, isn't it?
Yeah. But why am I doing that? But no, but
you're doing the same thing.
I know. Whereas if you have if you have an aunt or an uncle with it, your percent is at 2 to 4%. Do you know anything above 10 is considered very high risk. Mm-hmm. But even with identical twins, it's not guaranteed that it'll happen.
Well, Richie just said something there, and he said it's subjective to their individual experiences, and that's what causes it.
Yes.
Bullshit.
No, that's how you differentiate between one twin getting and not the other. That's how you answer that question.
No, it's not. Because as I said, let's say they had the exact same experience.
Look, know what you're doing? You're telling other people how they fucking feel.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're doing.
I'm not telling.
Yeah.
Who am I saying?
And you're telling other people.
That nurse, you're just assuming that's how you feel because of this, because you didn't know what you were getting yourself into.
Yes, she didn't know what she was getting herself into.
Who the fuck knows what they're getting themselves into when they enter the medical field?
No one. Christ! Wait.
Who expected the pandemic?
Wait, lads, no,
pandemic?
Fuck that. No, hold on a second. A nurse should expect the pandemic. They're fucking trained for it.
No, they're not. They're actually not.
That's like saying to me, Aiden, you're a window cleaner. I go clean a window, but I didn't expect to clean a window. Of course I fucking did. I'm a window cleaner. I chose that bleeding profession.
Did you know that movies...
I meant to care for the sick.
Movies did more research into... Movies in the 90s did more research into global pandemics than world governments did.
Yeah. Okay, fantastic, Richie.
It was... That's you don't realise how you're. Do you
think the hospitals don't practice the drills?
What the fuck do you expect from normal everyday people, Aiden?
What do I expect? A hell of a lot more in such a good profession. If this is a mechanic, fine.
Then why?
If this is your window cleaner, no. Let me finish what I was going to say.
Then I'm going to cut across you.
If it was a mechanic, I'd say fine. If it was a window cleaner, I would say fine. But in such a profession, that is not acceptable. Not acceptable.
That doesn't get paid the whole way through. A mechanic gets paid from year one.
Fuck all.
No.
Climb that ladder.
So it's about money now, not about the people who could be in jeopardy from their lack of...
I'm talking about
if it's such a good
profession, why isn't it recognised?
I'm not clutching at absolutely anything here.
No, exactly. You're not. You have no grounding for your argument. You don't understand PTSD enough to argue.
You do realise that, but all I'm doing is sitting here listening to the both of you at the same time fucking shouting at me, and it's very hard to keep track of the argument.
Because of what you're fucking saying is just wrong.
No, you have put words into my mouth about 50 times tonight saying that I said
this.
You've
put enough bad words out of yourself.
No. I want you right now to name one bad thing that I actually did say.
PTSD equates to weakness.
Yeah.
Of course it does. It's a weakness of the human mind. Why is that such a bad thing?
It's not a weakness.
Why is it a bad thing?
It's not a weakness. That's like saying pain is weakness.
Why is having a weakness a bad thing?
It's neither good or bad. It's this experience.
It's exactly. So why the hell would you pick up on a word such as weakness when that is exactly what it is?
Because it's judgmental.
Because you're assuming, you're making a judgment. You're making a judgment.
It's not a fucking judgment.
It is.
No, it's not a judgment.
Because it's not weakness.
If you were weak link in the chain, you're saying that's the one that fucking broke it.
Yes. Thank God. That is exactly it.
I know. It's a judgment.
That's not a judgment. If it's a weak chain and the chain breaks, it's a fact.
It's only ever a weak link in the chain.
You've judged it as weak. It's not a weakness. It's a reaction. It's
And when
something
the chain
that
breaks?
What are you talking about, fucking chain?
Because he said it. But when the chain breaks, if the chain did break, then it proves that there's a weak link there. This woman fucking broke. There's a weak link.
Yeah, it's what she was hit with.
Yeah.
And what kind of chain she is. Like, you know what I mean?
She
it doesn't
even fucking go near COVID patients.
Your argument doesn't work.
How doesn't it? She chose to be in that profession.
No one in 2018 thought there'd be a pandemic. No one in 2018.
Not even just the fact that she's a nurse. You expect her to be able to witness Hollywood levels of gore and be fine with it.
Yes, I do. Absolutely.
You fucking lunatic.
I think that's what they should prepare for, because if not, then you end up with people like this.
You're watching too much TV.
No, you end up with people like this.
What, real people?
No, not real fucking people.
She's a real person.
Weak people who can't do their job. That cannot do their job. She couldn't perform her job for weeks.
Because she witnessed something she wasn't cool with.
What did she witness?
Something.
What did
something
she witness?
in the line of her duties.
No, she couldn't. It's not that she witnessed, and I said it from the start. Listen to it again. She wasn't dealing with COVID patients.
Yeah.
She was not dealing with COVID patients.
Well, we all just stand in a triangle and start jerking off like. She's a complete circle jerk.
She broke because of the COVID pandemic in general.
And she's not the first.
Wait out. You're wrong. Next. You're not going to get anywhere with us. We're not going to concede.
Clearly not.
We'll not concede.
Well,
I'm going to do a Donald J. Trump on it, and I will not concede.
No.
I'm okay with that.
He was quite often wrong, and we're not.
Here's hoping.
Ba-dum.
Come on, boys.
This was meant to be an hour about mental health.
It is.
And the entire thing turned into you shouting about how
nurses' mental health.
about how an individual's mental health was weakness.
Well,
and what was weakness and dereliction of their duty is what you described it as, and that's
absolutely.
fucking horrendous.
Yes,
Open up the computer. I want to see them comments.
I don't give a shit.
You can text or WhatsApp the show on 085 272 7212, and Aiden will be forced to read them.
Comment on YouTube.
Please
or
share
Facebook.
your thoughts on what Aiden's been saying about
the computer,
the hero nurses.
I know. I read the comments earlier.
Yeah, I want to see what's come in. You have to read out the comments. That's what people are fucking writing them. You got to read them. You got to get a vibe for people out there.
I read them every now
We're
and
getting
again.
off the topic because
It's been on topic the whole time. So
you're wrong.
I can't be accused of not talking about mental health because the last hour has been about mental
Yeah,
health.
and mental health was a fucking pinata, and you this stick.
No, fairness, that's like us back in the Top Gear hour and talking about nothing about how beautiful or how miserable fucking McLarens are when they're crashed.
Shit. It's going everywhere. It's okay. The computer's not going on. And you think
that's why you knocked over. That's why you knocked over the drink.
No, I tried to do that to show. Look, it ain't coming fucking on.
Oh, you broke it.
Close it and open it again.
I guess is that a sign of weakness?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's a weak computer. Yeah, that's a weak ass laptop.
It's not just a tired battery, no.
Could be.
Yeah,
but could a tired battery would be considered a weak battery?
No, it wouldn't.
It would.
It would just be one
that was low of charge.
You say that to somebody who has a hair clippers with a weak battery, and it's weak. It goes do do boo boo boo.
Yeah, people do the
charge
same.
it up and
cut
it'll
them a
work
break
right
and
again.
Let them charge their batteries.
The right resources.
Your PC ran into a problem and needs to restart. We're just collecting some error info and we'll restart for you 10%. 15%.
I'm just going to check the comments on my phone, to be honest with you, because
better off. The chipper as well.
That's ordered. I'm going over for a minute and paying for it.
But you're going to have to leave about 5 minutes early because they close at 11 o'clock.
All right, okay. Well, I'm just going to run out the door in a minute, so.
Yeah. So, Daniela, if you're listening, get his food ready.
And spit Nathan's.
Please.
Yes. We know she is listening. So, back onto the mental health thing and off of the fucking PTSD thing, because I never once said that PTSD wasn't real. Never once said that.
No, but you said it's weakness.
Stop. Just stop.
It's not weakness.
Just stop. That bit's done now.
Is homosexuality weakness?
No.
Then how's PTSD weakness? Normal, natural things.
No, hold on.
You're throwing weakness on the things.
So Daniela has commented in, you don't like nurses and doctors, why? Because they are women? Ashleen Corrigan said, sure, you know you're going to see people blown to bits in the army. Does that mean soldiers shouldn't get PTSD?
Yep.
Frank Durkin said, you can't compare strength with regard to PTSD.
Exactly.
It comes from a catalytic event. Unless they have both had the experience, your comparison is inaccurate.
Yes.
And
Covered
Chris
that.
Tyne added in, as a nurse, you try and be professional in front of patients and families, you don't learn or can't learn not to suffer from PTSD or mental health issues.
Exactly.
This is actually, I'm actually just tapping the seam.
You're so fucking far out, man, tonight. Stretch out strong.
We are human. We see some amount of crap in our jobs. Things no one would ever need to see. We aren't only affected by seeing stuff, we are affected by watching others deal with things. And when we hear people with comments like these, it doesn't help. PTSD affects everyone. I'm a strong ass person. I don't show things to people, but in private it affects me, and I know other nurses are the same.
That's what strong ass people
Chris,
do.
Thanks very much for sharing that, to be honest with you.
Fair
Now,
play
it's
to you,
actually nice
buddy.
to have someone
From the field.
Yeah, someone who's actually living that experience, sharing what it's like.
Or maybe
that's much better than us three gobshites talking shit.
Or maybe if a job is really getting to you and causing PTSD, leave the job.
It's not
yeah, you see, you're not going to know that till after it fucking happens.
Leave the job.
And then you're
not going to know that till after it
but
fucking
you're
happens.
so trained in one field.
At least you made the decision, if something did go wrong like that, to leave the job. Because not once tonight did I say nurses are bad people.
Some people don't want to leave their job when shit like that happens.
I'm talking about
I cannot believe you're digging down on this.
I'm talking about one specific nurse that I heard the story about, and when I heard the story, I thought it was outrageous.
Yeah,
it was outrageous. Given the context of the story, that she had nothing to do with the COVID, but she still took time off work for PTSD that she claimed she had. And the reason I brought this up was because
you're just bashing on people.
She claimed she never went to a doctor to say that she had PTSD. She claimed she was self-diagnosed.
Now you're wagging your finger at me.
But you can self-diagnose PTSD, because that's how you say, right, I have a problem, I need to go talk to somebody about it and discuss my post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. It's a disorder brought upon by stress.
But as well, why
are we talking about this?
We have to acknowledge the fact that PTSD exists on a spectrum as well.
Of course it does.
Do you know what I mean? You have highly debilitating PTSD, and then you have milder levels of PTSD, which are much more recoverable from, require...
And again, all you're doing is telling me stuff I already know.
Go get the food.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
What we're going to do is go to an ad break soon. And now, we'll go to an ad break now?
Yeah, go to an ad break now.
Because I really need to pee as well. So we'll be back in 5 minutes, and the lads are going to get food.
So, Billy, does your social media look like a teenager's bedroom?
What? Full of Justin Bieber posters?
No, you incompetent fool. Messy and unorganized.
Yeah, it kinda does. But what can I do about it?
Oh, poor simple Billy. Why not put all your social media in one convenient place?
But gee whiz, mister, how can I do that?
With Social QR, of course. It's easy, fast, and free.
But what's Social QR?
Well, Billy, I'm glad you asked. Social QR is a one-stop shop for personal and business social media users to have all your social media in one place. Easy to set up, easy to share, and fully customizable, with your own custom QR code suitable for digital and print media.
Jiminy crickets, so now it'll be as tidy as my web browser?
So don't forget, Billy, that's socialqr.xyz. And Billy, take down the Justin Bieber posters.
Aww.
Every day, Richie has to drive 2 miles to bum tobacco from his friends. With your generous donation of only $19.20 a week, Richie won't have to sponge from his friends. Text Richie to 521034 to 759126089 so we can finally tell Richie to piss off.
From its rich traditions beginning when the first AM radio transmission was broadcast in the year 1900 to present day, where radio is still the most listened to form of media and the #1 source for people of all ages to enjoy their favorite music and discover new artists. Sure, the technology has changed, but the concept has stood the test of time throughout history. From the end of World War II,
General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations. The flags of freedom fly all over Europe.
to the falling of the Berlin Wall.
Our top story. The Iron Curtain between East Germany and West Berlin has come tumbling down.
To the U.S. entering the War on Terror.
None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
Generations across the world are united by music as it transcends all language barriers. It brings everyone on planet Earth closer together. We at iStreamRadio.ie understand what radio has done for the world and would like to thank radio for its 100 plus years of service. Radio has been here through thick and thin. Thank you, radio.
Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last, we create what you will. Don't wait for the right opportunity. Let us create it. When the virtual world of the internet, ideas, dreams, and concepts have become a reality, now is the time to bring your idea to the digital world. MilestoneMedia.ie offer a full range of digital services such as web development, hosting, audio, and visual services. Inspiration has a new platform. MilestoneMedia.ie. Experience the difference.
Tired of getting more screwed over than your cousin Jesse's pig? Sick of those uppity cowboys over at the Irish Insurance Federation? Is your vehicle being overpriced because it's undervalued? Does your annual quote leave you feeling sicker than the morning you woke up beside your sister? Well, leg it down to Leggett Insurance. Leggett Insurance is the answer to all your insurance needs. Bored off the road? No problem. Old lady turf you out and you gotta move your collection of lawn art? That's okay. Underage? Well, shit, that ain't your fault. Our unique style of cover provisions includes a real insurance disc to put in your windshield and the understanding that if something goes wrong, you use our groundbreaking policy. Run as fast as you can before anyone gets your wrench. The golden rule is to make sure you pick up any bits of your car left behind so you can't be identified. Your one-off payment of $29.99 annually provides all of the above. And for an additional $40, we provide you with a full windscreen worth in your very own Leggett disc holder. Just call us on 2800 Yeehaw! That's 2800 Yeehaw! Sail through that checkpoint today! Itchy, smelly scrotum getting you down. Worried about ball sweat on the dance floor? Well, worry no more. New sandalwood and lavender scented Man Ponds has your nutsack covered. Our unique smell-inhibiting fibrous wadding ensures your most repugnant odors are kept to yourself. So next time she drops the hand, you can feel confident it's not into a vat of nut soup. And don't forget, you can be the sweetest smelling stud in the nursing home with new Man Ponds Twilight Edition for seniors. Order our economy size 86 pack today on manponds.org. Man Ponds, because you don't need to smell any worse.
The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
And you're very welcome back to the Supernatural Dogshit podcast. I'm getting really good at these fader things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
about time.
Second nature now at this stage. I've made one mistake tonight.
So we got a fucking ton of food.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lindsay's.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, Lindsay's just provided a load of free food.
Because they're sound.
Yeah. So I did ask her to sponsor the show. She said she'd give us €1,000 if we could do one show without using any bad language.
Oh, no.
No.
That's a challenge.
Fuck no.
That's a challenge. Fuck no. Fuck no. Actually, do you remember at the very start of the podcast when I was quite anal about not using bad language?
Somebody else was more
And
anal.
you'd always call out the first swear, like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's a case of every second word.
No, but there's also like...
I never get through the first fucking 5 minutes, like.
Yeah, it's fuck YouTube.
But I think it's a sincerely Irish privilege.
What, being able to course like a sailor? Mm-hmm. It is a big thing, though. Mm-hmm. Like, I genuinely remember when I was in the States, Americans being aghast at me using bad language.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember calling my ex a cunt. Like joking with her. And I was in a restaurant.
How'd that go?
Well, people looked at me. You know, with a glare from a 1,000-yard glare that would really kill you. But also,
were you in an open carry state?
When actually I was, yeah. Florida's open carry.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. We were in the same restaurant, and America. I didn't realize you were supposed to tip everybody a certain percentage of the bill.
Yeah.
And there was a bell there that if you didn't tip, they would ring the bell. Ding, 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 and
cheap
point you out to everybody. And I had no idea what was going on.
Ripped to shreds by an entire restaurant.
No, I didn't know I was being ripped apart. I genuinely thought it was like a thanks very much for your business type thing. So I waved on my way out.
That's even better. That's the best.
So I can only imagine how that looked to the Americans. The Yanks. Fuck them. Yeah. Well, I mean, in fairness, you know, there are some really decent Americans. Teresa. This is the only reason why I'm saying it, because most of them are fucking morons.
Portrayed to be most of them as morons, but I even love the morons. I love rednecks.
Word association game. I love this. American. Name 2 words. Word association.
All right, so say American made.
No. Like name 2 words that immediately come to your brain when you hear the word America.
All right, oil and war.
Oil and war. Okay.
I had time to think.
Burgers and chips.
Yeah. Mine is fat and stupid.
Oh Jesus.
They're the 2 things that I think of as fat and stupid. So when you think of English,
tea and invasion.
I think of bad teeth and Princess Diana.
No, yeah, that's 4 words.
What?
That's 4 words.
Bad teeth. Okay, teeth and Princess and Diana.
Fair enough.
Yeah, teeth and Diana.
Yeah.
So what's yours?
Imperialism and nonsense.
Right. That's going nowhere.
The French.
Yeah.
Oh, smelly garlic. These 2 are eating here. That's what. This is what's happening here. The 2 of them have mouths full of burgers. So,
yeah, but I'll talk with a mouthful of food.
So French.
What did the French connotate?
Baguettes and art.
I was going to say bread and booze.
Nigeria.
Chaos. Colour.
I think of corruption.
Yeah.
And violence.
I think chaos and colour, because whatever you see about the bad that's in Nigeria, there's a lot of fucking crazy good as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, you're right, because
Lagos has looked like a beautiful city that I want to visit.
Mark Rober that I was talking about earlier, he was actually talking about, you know, the difference between, you know, people being coloured and people being white and blah blah blah, and how we're all just humans. And it was actually quite a touching video to watch, and it was shown he done an experiment where he sent out wallets to his viewers, like a couple of hundred wallets, and he wanted them to drop them in different cities all over the United States and put a phone number in it to ring this number to return the wallet. He wanted to see who the most honest city was, but then break it down by demographic and all sorts of other interesting ways. And as it turns out, that black people were more honest than white people.
Absolutely.
So that was a bit of a shocker for all those.
No, because you have to look at it on a socio-economic spectrum as well. Those who are less well off generally going above and beyond to help others because they know what it is to be
and
stuck.
that's exactly what that experiment did prove as well, was that it was the more poorer areas that returned it.
What would you do?
I love that show.
Yeah, that's a brilliant show.
It is a really good show. Now, it's very American, as in every 2 seconds they say the same thing, kind of like me in the last conversation.
It's a bit more dated.
Do they have an ad break every 3 minutes as well?
Yes, unfortunately.
Oh, I hate that about American TV.
But I have to say, What Would You Do has made me cry like a little bitch many, many, many times. Many times. And it's normally to do with homeless people.
God help them, man.
Yeah, I have huge sympathy for homeless people. I do. I have massive amounts of sympathy for homeless people. I invited a homeless person in for Christmas into my apartment. The year before that Christmas, I went down to Galway and fed a load of homeless people. The year before that, I went to Dublin and fed a load of homeless people. Every year when people say to me, what do you want for Christmas? I say, just give it to the homeless. Whatever you're going to buy me, just give the money to the homeless. But they never do. They always just give me the fucking presents. But
well, I'll tell you one thing, it's something you fall into, it's very hard to get out.
So difficult. Like, because that's the point. Where do you start? Yeah. Like, where do you start? You put yourself in that homeless person's position.
I did it. Yeah, work away. They're fucking here. Help yourself. I did 6 months full-time volunteering with Cork Simon Community back in the day.
Very good.
This is why I just filled in my CAO to go to AIT, and I had 6 months to kill between February and the August.
In Cork?
That's right, I went down to Cork, and I worked in the Height Support residential unit there that was basically...
Were you in UCC, was it?
No, I went to AIT.
How'd you end up in Cork?
Because that was just where they were looking for volunteers.
Ah, grand.
Yeah, and they put you up in a gaff, like, so all the volunteers lived together. There was 10 of us in the house. They had 3 houses in Cork City.
A lot of dreadlocks, a lot of...
No, a lot of fucking Europeans, because a lot of Germans and others come over that, like, do the European voluntary service.
Like work as chuggers or actually do the jobs?
No, we were inside, like, scrubbing and cleaning and making dinners and helping.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was good. Like, I was really lucky. I learned, like... Excuse me. I was really lucky. I learned patient handling techniques that were really good when my mum was sick there just before Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, right.
That it meant that we'd carers coming into the house and stuff. But at the same time, they might not always be there at the exact right time because that's just the way life works sometimes. So it was good that it made life a lot
Do
easier.
you mind me asking, what type of cancer was it that your mother had?
Colorectal, that kind of fucking went everywhere.
Colon,
all that area, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Then she had fucking 55% of her liver cut out at one point.
Jesus.
She warrior, absolute warrior.
Is that the kind of thing it goes unnoticed for so long, and by the time it's noticed, it's spread everywhere?
Yes. Yeah, no, she was complaining about a pain in her stomach, and then I went in and was like, oh yeah, your colon's actually about to explode. Here's emergency surgery.
Where is the colon?
Colon's at the end of your intestines before your fucking arse.
Okay. So if you can't do a physical exam of the colon,
Yes,
can you?
can. You can do an internal one with a camera.
Yeah, an endoscopy, like.
Yeah, but physical exam, as in, is that what the doctor checks
No,
you
you
for?
can't.
That's your prostate, isn't it?
That's your prostate. That's a little bit further down.
So it's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the prostate's a different. You can just feel it through the colon because it's beside it.
It's one of those things that, because you don't have a huge amount of sensory nerve endings in it, you're not
So
really...
it won't pain until it's too late.
Yeah, but all the pain feels the same, so you don't know the difference between gas pain and expansion in your bowel tissue. And it's a non-expansive tissue. It can stretch and move, but it can't go past a certain point. Cause pain.
Because it is the third hour, 085 272 7212, comment and WhatsApp into us. Because it's the last hour, so we're supposed to be lighting it up, having a bit of a joke and a laugh, because I don't know whether the mood has gone down or the fact is that you're just busy munching your face
You
off.
said you hate nurses, I'm kind of bored with you.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Hence the reason why I want to change the topic.
Oh, really?
Question: do you believe in predestiny?
Predestiny?
Yes.
It's hard to know. It's one of those, I believe in superposition.
But is it not impossible for predestiny not to be a thing?
Yeah.
It's
that's the problem with superposition. Everything's in the state of superposition until it
Which
happens
is?
and is witnessed. Where you don't know. It's like the Schrodinger's cat experiment. You put the cat in a box with poison. You don't know did the cat eat the poison or not and open it unless you open the box. You don't know what's going on inside. There's 2 possibilities. You won't know the outcome until you witness it. That's the way everything works. That's what it's theory. That's all science is the best guess theory. I am so tired because all that fighting and now that food is just taking it clean out of me.
No, the reason why I ask about predestiny...
That was absolutely delicious.
Thank you so much, Daniela.
Yeah, thanks, Daniela. Fair play to you.
Crispy chips.
The reason I ask about predestiny is because I was talking about...
What are the chips?
One chip left?
There's a few chips left. I was just kind of keeping my last chicken goujon.
I wouldn't dare go for your tendy, baby.
Sound.
I was talking to somebody the other day about destiny, and I was trying to say to them that predestiny has to be a thing. If I said to you, pick one of those things out of my hands. Right. It was always going to be the case that you picked up that lighter.
Well, no, because if he picked up the cigarette, he's going to pick up the lighter afterwards.
But the fact
so he's
is,
still going to pick up the lighter.
he has picked up the lighter. So now, destiny always meant from a billion years ago, he was here to pick up that lighter.
When you look at each of us individually and everyone else in the world individually, right? Every single person in existence is the product of a long line of DNA existing from way back when to right now.
Absolutely.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome. And I think by the time destiny is done is when you die. No. If you're not dead yet, destiny has another plan for you.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that plan could be the most minuscule thing, like turning right when you should have turned left.
Yeah, but We always talk about how things could have went down.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we can never tell. You know,
hindsight is 2020.
You know, actually, I'm always arguing with my poor mother. I do argue with her, like we argue tonight. We were talking about the HPV vaccine.
Oh yeah.
Like, what was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
that
the
was a big thing.
human papillomavirus. Yeah.
And my mother was like, "Oh, you know, she's a bit of an anti-vaxxer when it came to the HPV."
Prevents cancers, like.
Exactly. And as I said to my mother, I said, "Unfortunately, we will never be able to see the outcome of what it prevented." That's the problem.
You can, because you can look at historical
you can
data.
look at, and you can look at the stats going down.
And you can see before and after, cause and effect, there you go.
But you can never point at one single person and say, we saved you. We will never know.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, but still it's a preventative measure that seems to be like...
Did you... how old do the kids have to be before they get that?
Jessie got hers.
So what age do they have to be?
12, I think.
It's very young.
Well, it's sooner the better with this thing, apparently.
And I know that boys now can get it as well.
Yeah.
So
but like, it wouldn't be given to them for no fucking good reason. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Absolutely.
Don't be going questioning sound science. But with the corona thing is, there wasn't enough cohesion or interaction in a controlled way with everybody. And
there wasn't enough information put out, definitely, about how the mRNA vaccine works.
Yeah.
And how, like, basically, it just kind of says, here's a barcode, produces a thing, body goes, don't like that thing, body gets rid of it.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, it doesn't interfere with your DNA, it doesn't go that far into you. Like, there wasn't enough information and there wasn't enough education put in around that. It was just more of a case of, like, look, lads, we're fucked, trust us, we know a way out.
Well, actually, I know I'm going to bore the tits off you, but I'm just trying to feel
I'm not going to lie, I'd take boredom after the absolute fucking anger you put on me in the last hour.
Mark Robin again, I'm a big fan of his now, a huge big fan of his. He showcased a product, and when I saw it, I was like, holy moly, that's really good for humanity. There was an Indian guy, and he wanted to find out a way to diagnose malaria and without the expensive equipment. Now, the expensive equipment that's necessary is a microscope and a centrifuge, because you need a centrifuge to separate the blood so you can see just between the plasma and the blood, just right there, smack dab in the middle, should be the malaria virus. So he thought, how can, you can't get electricity out to half these places for the centrifuge to work.
Is this the fold scope and your man that did the thing? I have one of them.
It's a
I have them. I can bring that in.
Please do.
What is it?
60 cents for this cardboard cutout that you fold it up and you put a tiny glass marble in it and you can see bacteria.
Yeah, it's called a fold scope. It's like a microscope for places where electricity is an issue or atmosphere, like, if it's too humid.
Is it like
and
those
stuff,
old school ones with a mirror?
No. This is literally like, it's like a square of cardboard like that, and you have to hold it up to a light source, because usually, like, that's what the mirror is about. It's about getting a light source into the.
So you just have to put a drop of blood into it and then hold it up to the sun.
You can do that basically. But they made a centrifuge as well, which is like, do you remember that old game where you'd have like a bit of card and you'd have string through it and you pull the string and it spins?
It spins.
Kerplunk.
No. This is like, it'd be like if there was a fucking bit of card there and you pulled this, you had like two strings.
Colour wheel.
Kind of, yeah,
yes,
exactly, yeah.
Exactly like that.
But if you just put like two little test tubes on it and do that, it spins at the G's needed to separate.
Yeah, so many 1,000 RPM.
Yeah.
All this worked out the distance and is forced on the spin.
Exactly.
Like those two simple things, like $1.50, and you can diagnose malaria in these countries where they can't get the equipment. I was like, that is fucking awesome. And again, the scientific community being the good guys.
Do you ever see the foot pump washing machines?
No, that's not kind of handy.
There's
though.
loads of like that, or the bucket washing machine. You just snap it into a bucket and washes the clothes in the bucket.
Oh,
third world inventions. They're fucking class, man. But
have you seen the thing about peeling spuds with a new toilet brush? If you get a new toilet brush and you put it onto a fucking impact driver,
Oh yes,
and,
I saw that.
You can like a whole bucket of potatoes peeled in about 30 seconds. Like,
do you wear a glove?
No.
It's amazing how science for years was. It was said that science was cold, and people within the industry were quite cold.
Sometimes, yes, they were.
And it turns out that now it seems that these are the people who are doing the most good.
But the problem was...
And they're individuals, not groups.
The problem was the way it kicked off with crazy research, like the Unit 731 in China. like the amount they learned about human anatomy. Those people never saw a day in jail because they had so much information.
So what's that?
Same with the Nazis, Operation Paperclip. The worst human rights offenders of the times were given jobs in NASA and the CIA. Like,
well, the Manhattan Project, like.
Yeah, and the Manhattan Project as well, like.
What was the name of that boat that was? Oh God, fuck! It's on the tip of
The
the tongue.
Lusitania.
No, there was a boat that somehow miraculously disappeared. It was a Navy ship over in the States, and they were doing some experiment on the boat, and it disappeared and ended up over here, and then came back over here. And when it reappeared, the men were somehow like caught in the hull of the boat and all twisted up.
What? I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
believe
big
you.
conspiracy thing.
Yeah.
Sounds it.
I forget the name of it, but it's quite interesting to look at.
That's like a dodgy quantum leap.
You know, because the Yanks have like
Totally.
SS something, and it's like the name of a state.
It is, yes. Arizona?
No, it was Arizona or Winnipeg or something.
No.
Damn,
Text
they have
in.
a big navy.
08527272112.
Such a big navy.
Yes, they do.
You know, you have a big navy when you get your biggest boats and blow them to bits to test your new biggest boats.
Yes. Have you ever
That's
been?
one thing I love about Yanks. It's like, let's blow it up. Okay.
Have you ever been in a submarine?
No.
You?
No.
Ever been in a submarine? No,
Have
me,
you?
no, me neither. Would you?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay, would you if it was like really deep down, like
Take me down. I want to.
yeah,
I want to
yeah.
feel that glass
Titanic
about to
deep.
crack.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Imagine me down there and just seeing it.
But
go-
even with the Titanic deep,
Oh.
it only went so far, and then they send out the little rover on
That's
the
right.
string.
Yeah, that's right. But they did actually get down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench eventually.
No.
Didn't
No, they haven't yet.
No.
No,
they
they
haven't
did.
yet.
I'm
It's
nearly.
assumed depth.
I'm nearly 100% sure they did.
If you know what's at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, please text into 087 2727212.
Cthulhu pops up in the comments.
Did I get that right, by the way?
You did, yes.
Woo!
Cthulhu in the comments. 2021's my year, baby.
But it was actually one of the first explorers of the Mariana Trench. I think they were Russian, and there was apparently they got down to a certain depth, and a monster attacked the submarine, and there was claw marks and all sorts of crazy things that went on with the sub. It wasn't. It was the pressure. It was the pressure coming down on top of them, and the sub just kind of subs don't explode; they implode.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
So
thing is,
it'd
when
be
they implode, as in, you don't just get marks of an implosion and then travel up higher. Once that starts, you're too
You're
far.
fucked,
It's
like.
gone.
Are you sure?
It's all Hollywood nonsense, man.
Is it?
Yeah. The most Hollywood thing you get away with is a crack appearing in the bubble.
I suppose it makes sense. It's
No,
technically a
because it's-
reverse vacuum.
Yeah, but it's once the structure's lost its strength.
Like it's all like riveted steel and whatever, you know?
Well, I tell you what's popping into my
No, please, work away, man. They're yours.
I tell you what's popping into my mind when you said that was that Mythbusters thing where they had the oil tanker on the train track. Did you see that one? This big, massive
was
oil
thi-
tanker.
Was this the one where they did the steam pressure yoke?
Yes.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
They made a vacuum in it, and the whole tanker just went poof and flattened down.
Happened
You can
a
do
lot.
you can do that with a can of Coke.
Yes, you can.
You can do that with a can of Coke. It's
You
great.
with
It's
any
great bit of fun.
cylinder.
I know, but the can of Cokes are around, like.
But no, that happens a lot with filling stations
Or cans of orange.
where they were pumping out a certain type of fuel, and there's supposed to be a gas pumped in as to fill up. The same thing on planes.
That's right.
When
yes.
the fuel's coming out of the tanks, they pump in argon or something. They pump in an inert gas
an inert
into
gas.
the fuel tank to prevent fuel vapor flash fires.
All right, I thought it's nothing to do with. Okay, fair enough.
No, that you're 100% correct
Yeah,
with
it's
that.
to do-
100%.
there has to be. You have to reballast the tank with a
Yes.
gas because
Yep.
of the rate it's pulled out and impacted. It's in its
And they
own
found that
vacuum.
out the hard way, unfortunately.
Yes, 6 planes.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And it was the center wing, and what happened was the air conditioning unit underneath
Yeah.
was heating up the small amount of fuel in the end of the tank, and it would create vape.
But it was
Yeah.
mostly vaporized anyway.
Exactly, it was mostly vaporized, and vaporized fuel is much more dangerous than
Do you know-
liquid fuel.
Do you know things don't actually burn? They get heated up enough to produce a
oxidize.
vapor, and then the vapor ignites.
Yeah, that's pyrolysis.
Yes.
It's the chemical breakdown of substance due to heat. So basically the solid is
And
heating
what's it
up.
called?
Pyrolysis.
Pyrolysis.
Yeah, it's basically when you're having the reaction where all the carbon, hydrogen and oxygen is changing ways in the presence of heat.
Right.
And enough fuel and past the point of fire point. Like there's
Flashpoint.
No, there's flashpoint and fire point.
What's the
Flashpoint is that a flame will sustain itself after the ignition source is removed temporarily.
Okay.
Or intermittently. Fire point is that when you remove the ignition source.
It disappears.
No, it
keeps
going.
It
Stays.
sustains itself without an ignition source.
Okay, and give us an example of both.
Like when you drop a cigarette on the couch,
Yeah.
it might smolder and reach flash point, but it will never reach fire point.
Okay.
It's rated not to. Or when you're looking at your fire, and you're throwing the briquettes, and you see the smoke and it like flicker and flame, and then it goes woof. It's just reached fire point.
That's a good did you know? What time is it?
Oh yeah, I've another did you know?
22 past 11.
Did you know that Jaffa cakes are upside down chocolate dipped cakes and not biscuits?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know
You
that.
said it earlier, but you were too busy ranting and raving.
No, he didn't say it live on air.
He did.
Oh, did you?
No, I didn't say it live on air. I said it during,
No, it was
like,
during
the
the
first
break.
break.
Yeah, that's why I was doing that's why I was doing the joke of really
because-
pretending I didn't know.
When they're made, they're flipped upside down and then they go through a reservoir of chocolate. But then we describe that as being the top when it's actually the bottom. So they're an upside down chocolate dip.
How many times you just bite all that off in one go?
Oh, you just hum, 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 hum. Do you remember the mini Jaffa cakes?
Mini
They used to
Jaffa
be a
cakes are
thing.
cool. I did eat it as cereal.
Have you ever eaten so much crisps that the roof of your mouth is literally burning and the lining on your tongue is gone?
That's because you're eating salt and vinegar, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, any crisps. I will eat them to the point where I can just taste oil in the back of my throat.
I literally get... I've 22 packets of meanies.
Amazing.
22 pack.
No, my newest addiction is prawn cocktail Pringles.
I do like them.
My daughter finished a tube on me the other day, and I came home and I was looking forward to them.
Did you do the Bane thing with the tube? Every man does the Bane thing. You know Bane from Batman?
Yeah.
I didn't see the light until I was a man.
No.
That thing, no?
I'm definitely going to do it the next time I hit 2 Pringles.
do it.
Just hide around the corner.
I think that's like literally how they made that effect, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was Tom Hardy standing there talking into a cylinder.
Was it? I
think it was
just thought it was
something
just
like
him in the fucking...
Is he gay?
No.
Are you sure he's not bisexual or something?
He's played gay characters.
Has he?
He's just a really good actor.
He is a good actor.
Yeah.
Have you seen Venom?
No.
You know, no.
No.
Oh man, watch Venom. It's hilarious.
I don't watch that shit, man.
It's funny.
I'm a fan of Batman, and then that's it for superhero shit.
Dude, give it a watch.
And Deadpool.
It's like Deadpool. It's bloody and gory. He just goes around eating people.
But I just like Deadpool. I like Ryan Reynolds. I'd be a massive. I don't know why. Just growing up watching this shit, and he's the only one that's.
Did you see the new movie that he's in with the? It's like a computer game themed.
Oh, where you're an
movie.
NPC.
Yeah, and I saw the trailer of that, and I went, "Fuck that!" No, it's one of those cheap, shitty movies.
It's just an idea that some exec. Oh, we'll do a movie about this.
That's exactly what it was. And Ryan Reynolds just is accepting the role, which I thought, oh, you shouldn't have took that role.
Because he's Ryan Reynolds, like, oh yeah, I'll take that free money for being me.
He is super cool, though, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's exactly what he'd say.
Like, if you were going to have a man plow you,
no, man.
It's
Ralph
gotta be-
Fiennes for me, man.
Ralph Fiennes.
Red Dragon.
Yeah, I know. Ralph Fiennes.
In his
though.
Red Dragon character. Now do you
just
see?
want to see that back tattoo.
Wasn't
It's me
Ralph,
rolling down the street in a wheelchair on fire.
wasn't Ralph Fiennes the guy who was in Harry Potter?
As Voldemort.
Voldemort.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
He was in Coriolanus.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Great.
He's
fucking
a very
actor.
serious actor.
And a great range. No typecast on him, boy.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen him in
Actually,
a comedy.
What's
You know-
typecast? Awesome.
No. Do you know who really broke out with their typecast? I know it's a bit old now, it's gone by. But your man that, he played fucking the dude in Breaking Bad.
Better Call Saul guy.
No.
Mike?
No. Fucking, he was Hal in fucking...
Malcolm
No
Middle.
idea. No idea.
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston.
Yes.
Megan.
I couldn't remember his name.
Megan texted in and she said Richie eats like he has never been fed before.
All the time.
Yes, and my mother texted in and it was called the Philadelphia Experiment.
No.
That was the one with the boat that.
Yes, it's Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But look, shit. There's crazy shit out there everywhere, man.
Well, crazyshit.com.
No, but the problem is there's so much media and there's so I don't know why there's so many people that make fake UFO videos. It's like I think these people should be prosecuted.
Why?
Just stop with faking UFO stuff.
But do you not think that we're close to fucking contact with aliens being announced and that all this... Yeah, I know I'm watching that. All this, like, information being released is just prepping us for them saying, here, lads.
Yes, of course. But the problem I have with it is that it should have been out from the start, but I understand there's, like, things people might not get. But...
Do you want the ashtray down there? Because that's doing an awful lot of smoking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fire hazard and all that. I'll just talk as well. Gracias. Because I know that would have bugged you.
It was bugging the fucking tits off. No, remember Evan in the last studio? Just
I could have slapped him that night.
you know
really
the
could've.
oil wick sticks. And he takes it out, lights it on fire, blows it out, and then just sticks it straight
Sticks it
back
back
in.
in.
And it's just like I know it wouldn't have done anything, but it's just the laissez-faire attitude towards flammables. That enlightened rolls of like, I'd roll up an old chipper. Chippers in this podcast, man. It's crazy. But light up the chipper bag and wave it round with that stuff like hanging on a wooden trellis. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I love them, don't get me wrong, and it was hilarious, but it's just...
No, it wasn't funny.
I was.
It wasn't in the slightest funny.
A bit funny.
It's at that point when I look at people being that stupid and going, no, that's really fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid funny.
No. People could burn to death. So that's stupid funny.
And would you judge the firemen for getting PTSD
I
for pulling your charred ass out of a building?
I would, the weak ass bastards. We know what the fire services in this country is providing. Nothing. And we lost 20% of our listeners.
No, just
like, I mean, like, is there any other frontline workers you want to insult tonight?
Yeah.
Ooh,
it's to get nobody to listen to my podcast.
Yeah. The guards are fine.
The only ones with a bit of real power against them.
Even though I did receive 6 summonses in the post.
This week?
Did you attend that?
Which what?
Did you attend it?
No, but don't say on air what it is. I can't say on air what it is. You know the situation.
You naughty boy.
Naughty boy. And no, it's driving offences.
Was that this week?
Yes.
You received 6 summonses.
6 summonses
this week. How are you like walking around?
I don't know. They like me. The courts like me. Isn't it Hughes? Judge Hughes, is that his name?
You're
delivered to you in person by a
this
guard.
rogue that doesn't need to answer.
Oh yeah, he likes me. I'm that
Did you
lovable
answer
rogue.
the door, or did somebody answer the door and then wake you up?
They were just thrown in the porch. Yeah. Ah well.
All in one go.
Yes.
For the same thing.
Yes.
Because it breaks so many rules.
Yeah, it's like non-production of license, blah 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 blah.
But that's mad how it is. Like, you fucking 6 summonses over the same offence in one day.
Because they're trying to get something to stick.
Oh yeah, but none of it's going to stick. Not a bit of this is going to stick. But I can't get into the details. I'm so sorry about that.
Don't.
No, I can't.
I know.
There's legal liability.
What am I doing associating with the likes of you? You charlatan.
This is coming from the man who runs headfirst into the side of a van.
Ran.
Yeah. And what was it you call it? Was it super pooping or something like that? Where you can literally just be walking along and just go.
Oh yeah, stealth poo.
Stealth poop, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
There's a stealth piss and a stealth poo. Stealth poo is when you're walking along, you're just brimming, you drop, squat, poop, and run.
Have you ever done that?
Yes, in one swift motion. Many's a time, scuttered drunk.
Yep.
But like, without breaking pace, dropping a shite, like.
Yeah. But like, would it be log or scutter, like?
Oh, it could be log and scutter, you never know.
Oh, jeez.
Well, no, I mean, like, if it was a clean log, you'd be like, all right. Otherwise,
Majority,
you're going
exactly, you're gonna wipe, yeah.
I'm going to say 90% clean log.
Good stuff.
You eat a good high fiber diet.
Sometimes.
Well, have you ever used poop in a malicious way?
Yes.
Have you given someone a little moustache?
I dread to ask. Come on, Richie.
One Christmas, Evan gave me a present, and I opened it, and I thought it was freshly baked Christmas cake because it was warm and it was well wrapped. And I opened it, and it was a Nescafe jar full of a fresh piss and shit.
Oh,
what?
Right? And I was like, well done. And we threw it and it wouldn't break and went back in the car. I don't know what we did with it in the end. It broke somewhere. But then later that year, started receiving poop in the post. Sometimes it'd be poop. Sometimes it'd be poop and pubic hair.
like-
Sometimes it'd be poop, pubic hair, a little bit of vomit, bloody tissue, snot. All the nasty. Yeah. But this happened, and it was happening to me and my brother, and it was happening to a few other people. My dad's a postman. And he was like, I'm going to find out who it is. And I was like, don't again. So I went to the boy and said, he's a postman, he's going to get really pissed off. Next day, they'd already posted it, so he went in, he got like the footage.
No,
And it was Ev?
Wait.
I'm delighted.
How in the name of Jesus are you going to post shit, literally, and fucking, like, do it at the main post office, like?
Because it was in a nice sealed envelope.
And it wouldn't fit in the fucking one of the smaller letterboxes around the town, like?
No, because you had to pay by weight, so you have to stand there and scan it with a camera at the counter.
Weighing your shite.
Post it.
God. And come here and ask you, I asked you the question, have you ever used poop in a malicious way? And
Yes.
you said yes, but you've answered how he's used poop in a malicious way.
Very another time with Evan, I rang him and he was on the toilet. You know, I always ring at opportune moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, ring Father Larry Duff. Every time I ring somebody, they're like, oh. I feel so bad. Like, every time I ring someone, it's like catching them out. Like,
You have great timing, like.
I'm just driving. Oh, there's the guards. I go, get
Yeah.
off the phone to him. But what was I getting at?
Poop.
Poop, yes.
Yeah.
So I rang Evan. He was sitting on the toilet. And he said, what you do? He's like, I'm taking the shite. I said, oh, well, look, sure, put in a bag and give it to me, you know, save as a relic or something. I said something along those lines, messing.
Yeah.
And he picked me up and he's like, oh, here. And he handed me like a white plastic bag with a warm shite in it. And I was like, what? He's like, you said, bring you the shite. And he says, I'm bringing me shites up.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. So we went to town and forgot it was in the car. And then we were leaving Dunn's, swinging it. You know the Paul Byron Shoes box truck van?
Yes.
It was Boots. It was a Boots box truck van. But it was parked out the back of Dunn's. When you go up the slope, there's 2 lanes going out.
Yes.
So he was pulled up for a delivery. He had the back of it down and the door open on the van. And, and as we were driving past, we hear it thud against the back wall of the inside of the van.
Nice.
And we're like, at some point today, he's going to find that.
A big lump of shit. So it's probably a stupid question to ask Pierce, because you know, he's such a responsible guy. But Pierce, have you ever been malicious with poop?
I mean, I've left some malicious poops in people's houses, like.
No, but have you ever used it as a weapon or?
I've never flung my dung at somebody.
I've suffered a poop mine.
What?
It was like, you know, in your childhood playing around days in fields and stuff.
Yeah.
It would be the equivalent to like that scene in Platoon when somebody hits a landmine.
We're
all running through a field and I fell and landed face first into a pile of cow shit.
Nice.
But it was like hot. Just
Okay.
cut field, fresh, wet cow shit covered in those brown flies.
But I mean, if you're going
face palmed into it because I hurt my face off the hard ground underneath the shit.
But if you're going to have your face planted in shit, let it be cow shit rather than human shit.
Yeah, but dude, like I would.
but if you had to choose,
never again.
I was driving home there yesterday. I was on the way home from work, and I was stuck behind a lorry, and it was a pig lorry. And you could just see this little fucking brown trail coming out.
And shite all
Yeah.
over the trailer.
And
bit of rain on that trailer, man.
Oh, I swear to fuck, I got past that thing so fast.
And did you spray the car?
Huh?
Did it spray the car?
Oh yeah, no, like you mean like I could smell it coming in through the air vent, like.
Nice.
Like it was literally just this like it was just this fucking brown fucking mist appearing from the left corner, and you're just like, I know what that is.
Car plastered.
The reason why I ask about poop is because my brother can confirm this, that 1 year on my birthday, my father, myself, and my brother went out for a game of golf, and I decided to play in the nude because it was my birthday. So
What?
we were walking around I was walking around the golf course nude.
How long before you got kicked out?
Didn't get kicked out.
What?
Didn't get kicked out. No, I didn't have my clothes off the whole time. It was just for like 1 or 2 holes.
Right, that makes more sense.
But I went over to one of the holes.
Took a shite in it.
And I filled her up.
You
Now,
miserable
I
bastard.
know, and because all I could imagine was somebody's ball going in there and them then putting their hand in the hole.
No, they'd see
going,
the shite.
No, you wouldn't.
Not always.
It makes a certain noise when it rolls into a hole. It'll go flip.
No, but
Yeah.
you blindly put your hand into that hole.
Sometimes.
You trust it. It's just a case of in and out. Like I've played a lot of it, so yeah.
I've seen somebody come into a car wash before. Somebody got picked up dog shit and stuck it in under their handle.
Nice.
So now you stick your fingers into your handle.
Yeah.
Then it goes under your nails.
It's just your hands mushed into shit.
Jesus, I forget who it was. They said something really hilarious. I actually told Daniela this joke the other day. Actually, I remembered it. I can't tell it on air. It's about somebody I know. No. Oops. Moving on swiftly from that.
Oh, look at you not insulting somebody for a
I heard a
change.
good joke today. It made me laugh.
Can you tell the joke on air?
Yeah, a guy mistakenly, he was an Irish guy on holidays and he mistakenly walked into a gay bar. He goes up and he's trying to chat up this lady. And she's like, no, I'm a lesbian. And he says, what part of Lesbiana are you from? He's on holidays.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. See that girl over there with the mini skirt and the big boobs? I want to eat her pussy. He goes, but I'm a lesbian as well then too. I just thought it was a very good joke.
Fuck's sake. You just thought of another one?
Yeah, the guy walks into a doctor. He says, I have a real pain in my penis. And the doctor,
You told this.
Did I
joke
tell this last
You
week?
told this last week, yeah.
It was a very good joke.
You weren't here last. Oh, you were here. No, you weren't
No,
here.
I wasn't here,
Tell
unfortunately.
the joke
I
again.
was- yeah.
So he walks to the doctor. He's got a pain in my penis. And the doctor's like, well, I'm going to have to examine you. And he's like, okay. And the doctor's looking at him for about 3.5 minutes. And he goes, you're going to have to stop masturbating. And he goes, why? He says, I'm still trying to examine you.
Pretty tickle though.
It really is those stupid jokes that get you the most, isn't it?
It is.
It's that unexpected turn, because I remember once watching a documentary about comedy and how it
Come
was
here,
explained.
come here.
Come here.
Why are tigers so hard to see in the wild?
Why?
Because that jungle is massive.
That's painfully bad.
That's so good, man.
So
Here,
bad.
come here. How do you know if hippies have been in your house?
Well,
they're still there.
How you know UCGs?
See, the thing is, I know hundreds of those jokes.
NUIG people too good for that. GMIT people, you got somewhere to stay.
I know so many of those jokes, but like that, they're really fucking dumb.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing about humor like that. It's just funny that it's so shit.
Did you inhale that and then belch at the same time?
It was like
it was a weird something went on there.
Yeah, something happened where I like belly inhaled a bit of smoke as well.
I've done that.
It's horrible.
Actually, that's how some people suffer from ulcers in their stomach from cigarette smoke.
Yeah, and you know you can increase your thing of like fucking like stomach cancers and esophageal cancers. And all
but just
that
remember,
crap.
kids, cigarettes are cool.
Until you get a tracheotomy.
Until shit comes back to bite you in the ass.
And you talk like this.
Yeah. You'd be like James Dean though, but he had the luxury of dying in a Porsche.
Yes, he did. He had the decency of dying. James Dean was not a good actor.
No, and what all his films, like if you look back on their influence culturally, they weren't great either. What they spawned.
Nope. And yet he's idolised.
Yeah, and the people who put him there and make the whole industry are never held any bit accountable because they hide behind artistic license.
Oh, come here. Do you remember what the fuck were
I think that's a line we should talk about, people crossing the artistic license line.
Okay.
Because
I was at a Massive Attack gig there back when you could go to gigs. And
back in those old days?
Yeah.
Out California way. I hear there's gigs out California way.
I hear there's gigs in New Zealand.
Out New Zealand way.
Yeah. But there was it literally got to the point during the gig where people standing around me were kind of going, this is no longer art. They were literally screaming that at the stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it was all about war and everything else. So they were going through how war is put up, but then it went into very, very graphic images of bodies and stuff. I mean, I was kind of like, oh, you wouldn't want to be tripping around now.
Yeah, but did it bring you here and then they brought you slowly boiling the frog in the water?
The boiling the frog. They were showing opium fields in Afghanistan and whatever else. They really led into it.
And I wonder, did anybody leave that day with PTSD?
Can happen.
Just asking a question.
If you're out of your mind on psychedelics and you get a bad trip like that could be a form of PTSD because it was a traumatic, stressful event.
Yeah,
two people who wouldn't expect it.
Nobody
Nobody
expects
you're
it.
gone to a Massive Attack gig. You're not expecting to see.
I don't know who Massive. I have no idea.
They did Teardrop.
No idea who that is.
You know Teardrop?
Nope. Sing me a song.
There are loads of famous soundtracks. They used in everything. They were cultural kind of British.
Can you give me a tune?
No, you wouldn't.
I can I could Google one or two there now. And
no, can you
them.
sing a tune?
No, but it'd be
I don't have the voice for Teardrop.
Carpenter Brew's like synthwave. People just know Carpenter Brew. All this stuff is class. It's all it's just.
I don't know who Carpenter Brew is.
Okay, when this finishes up, I'm going to show you Massive Attack because they have they're incredible.
That's what he calls his penis.
But no.
Damn right.
Who's your man? Chris Cunningham. You know when Chris Cunningham did what's that? Eat Your Soul thing. Fucking. Oh, your man. He always has the crazy videos with the crazy faces.
Aphex Twin.
Aphex Twin. There's another person who pushes it for videos, but that's artistic.
Yeah, absolutely.
They get away with that because it's traumatic and it's scary and stuff, but it's done with artistic license and taste.
Yeah, what's that Simpson thing? That weird fucked up
claymation thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's so amazing.
It's not amazing. It's disgusting.
I really want to see that whole thing as a treehouse of fucking horror,
Yeah,
just a proper Simpsons animated treehouse of horror.
I was watching season 36. I think it was 36 or whatever, 32, whatever the latest one is. Watching with the kids. It's not the Simpsons anymore.
Why? What happened to it?
It's just garbage.
No, it is pure garbage.
Yeah, I can't even tell you what it's about.
It's
just off the wall. It's.
Have they gone kind of Family Guy, but without being able to do it?
No, and Family Guy went, whoa, what? You could watch 20 episodes, you'd be like, what happened?
Yeah,
it's like that.
It's gone dirt.
But that's been like that for a long time. Man.
It's always been the first 10 seasons.
Yeah,
and then 11 and 12, and then all the Treehouse of Horrors.
Yeah.
Because that's a standalone thing.
Yeah.
And I love the movie.
What's your favourite Homer Simpson quote?
The movie ruined them. Because
Spider Pig.
Really? That's your favourite one? Spider Pig.
It's just
Spider Pig.
Sums them up.
Does whatever a Spider Pig does.
No. We've been away for a week and I'm as dirty as a Frenchman. That's peak Homer.
What was it? You remember they were trying to catch a rabbit in the forest. They got trapped in the forest and they made a trap. And a rabbit stood in this trap, and the trees sprung up, and the rabbit just goes boom, and you hear Homer go.
Episode 2, man.
You hear Homer saying, "It's just a little airborne. It's still good. It's still good."
That was the fucking pig.
No,
that was
but
the pig on the barbecue.
That was in the original.
Oh, that joke was rerun, was it?
That was a rerun from one of the original episodes.
I know. Again,
Turning into Star Trek
Homer.
now.
He has to be the best in it.
Yeah.
He's just. I am so smart.
Everybody up until season 11, 12, like they started relying on background characters and crazy, stupid, fucking swingy stories.
I tell you why The Simpsons used to be fantastic, and this is a great demonstration of how they're gone shit now because they're way too PC.
They're a cultural relic.
Yeah. One of my favorite.
They're around out of our just love for them, and then people can make money off it. But the what's the word? The nostalgia lies with the first early times that people can identify with.
Yeah, this is true. But my
the
favorite
Stephen Hawking episode was class.
My favorite one-liner in all of The Simpsons was from Snake.
Bye.
Right? And it is one of those throwaway jokes that if you weren't listening, you wouldn't even get it.
Okay.
But this is where Homer's in court, and somebody who looks like Judge Judy is judging Homer. And she turns around and she says, when I was a little boy, blah, 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 blah. And this is what this woman is saying. And about 5 minutes later, it cuts to Snake. And he's sitting there and he goes, did she just say she was a dude?
That'd be a newer episode, though.
No, that was an old episode. That's the thing, and that's when it was funny.
Yeah, but it could be between 10 and 20 there. Wouldn't be our first 10.
No, I'd say it was about season...
Because that judge, they got rid of Judge Reiner because the guy who did his voice died.
And did you know that the guy who done... Oh, what's his fucking name?
Lionel Hutz. Murdered by his wife.
Yes. Was it Lionel Hutz?
Yeah, he did Lionel Hutz. He did loads of voices.
He done, what is it, Bane? Is that your man?
Yeah, he did, McBain.
Yeah, McBain.
What was
but his wife murdered him.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
She had an affair with Andy Dick or something, wasn't it? Or she was partying crazy with Andy
like
Dick
that,
and he gave her loads of drugs. Philip Hartman, very good. He was trying to get away from his wife at the time. He was doing really good. He was like getting well established. He was a comic genius. He had loads of fucking great videos, like very Saturday Night Live.
Would you know his face?
Jingle All the Way. He was the neighbour in Jingle All the Way.
Yes, but
it's resting safely under our tree. All these
I know the film, but I cannot place him.
That's him. Like, and he was just starting to make big films. He was just starting to get big. Like, and wife shot him in his head while he was asleep,
and then killed herself.
Hell.
Yeah.
Later though, she didn't kill herself there and then.
No, it was
after she got caught out. Like, she killed herself. All thanks to Andy Dick.
Andy Dick is dead as well, though, isn't he?
No, he's still kicking.
I thought he would have had every STD.
He does. He's just one of those fucking.
Do you know the Simpsons where they're trying to explain enough diseases and they're talking about Mr. Burns?
Yes.
And they're trying to squeeze them all through the door.
Yes. That's exactly.
Three Stooges syndrome.
Do you remember the episode where Tex, he had OCD? And he'd go, yeehaw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shoot the guns up in the air. But Mr. Burns walks into the room and he pats Mr. Burns on the back. But his handprint comes through his chest, and he literally just pushes it back in.
Well, I'll crush you like a paper cup.
Smithers crushed his paper cup.
Smithers is one of Seeky the best characters.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The early Smithers, like, you know, you're asleep and they fly in through the window. Oh. Or he goes on holiday. Sorry, sir, I'm part of a conga line.
Oh, yes, yes.
Love him.
Still, Mr. Burns, funny but an irritating character to me.
Yeah, still funny though, but like
it's funny in a way.
Yeah, but there's so many of them, but it's great. I like Groundskeeper Willie, everybody's secret favourite.
Yes.
Come on.
He goes off to fight the wolf, like.
Oh. Or that time, I'll save you. I'm getting bad at this. This is indeed a disturbing universe. That Time Machine toaster episode.
Grease me up, woman.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's raining. It's raining all the donuts. So many key fucking class moments. But I'm living for Simpsons memes.
Well, yeah. Do you remember the episode where Homer had to come in and help Mr. Burns? That was one where he was on holidays.
Yeah, he put a sponge on his hat.
No, yes. But no, do you remember he had to make him breakfast? And he poured a bowl of cereal.
It caught on fire.
It caught on fire.
Or we elbowed in the window, the microwave, held the skewers into it.
But everything he touched went on fire.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's such a funny show. Yeah. But it's gone to shit.
But no, the memes, it's all worth the memes. Like,
and half them are dead.
There's that meme of like Conor McGregor lying dead and Dana White's McBain. It's like, Poirier. And what we have to talk about the fight.
Yeah, we have to bring a bit of McGregor because, you know, the old bottle of Popper 12 over
here's
the corner.
So embarrassing. Paid for the fight, sat up all night watching it. Seen Dan Hooker lose, and I was like, right, okay. Seen McGregor come out.
Fell asleep.
McGregor's unconscious on the ground, and I'm like, no live rewind or anything because like that. Then I had to go and get the fucking pirated link just to watch the back that bit of the fight.
Raging.
Yeah, no.
Did you watch the fight after?
Yeah. It was a good fight. Fair fight.
Well, somebody did say to me that he's actually being a bit of a gentleman about this.
Who?
McGregor.
Yes, he is.
Rather than being an asshole like he's usually being.
Yeah, because he wants to come back into the sport. He was a hungry young guy, wanted everything, got everything. Now he wants to go back. But you have to remember, he softened up, messing around, acting the bollocks with all his money.
Yeah.
Poirier's put the work in and bet fucking everybody. The only person everybody's lost to is Khabib. Khabib is the fucking king. Khabib won't come back and fight anybody he's bet because he just beats everybody. He's 29-0.
Well, he's in so much trouble as well.
Yeah, McGregor, that was his first knockout loss ever.
I didn't even know he was knocked out.
In a 28 fight career.
So he was knocked out?
Yeah, in his 28th fight, he got knocked out.
And did he put up a good fight?
He put up a great fight, but the problem was Poirier is such an animal of a fighter.
He dominated.
He had a game plan. He threw a kick, a low calf kick, and McGregor couldn't check it properly because of McGregor's wide stance. And he was, because they're both southpaws, it was landing on the calf muscle. And what happens is, if you hit a calf muscle hard enough, you create compartment syndrome. And that's where all the bleeding and swelling has nowhere to go. It's expanding inside non-expansile tissue. And it deadens the main nerve that comes down your leg, so you literally can't feel your leg anymore. He only needed to land one or two of those good ones to deaden his leg. That was his lead hand to set up because he's a southpaw. His lead leg to set up because he's a southpaw. And he just kept kicking his legs and checking them because he's a wide stance, throws super powerful. Because McGregor has a low stance, so he can move his head backwards and forwards at the most range. So he can appear to be close to you, but have enough room to move away from your strike and counter it.
But did McGregor not realise what was happening?
He did, but it was too late by the time.
He didn't have a plan to deal with it, like.
He wasn't expecting it because what happened was, there was one where he kicked it and everybody went, ooh. And you could hear, because there was such a small crowd, you could hear Poirier's coach say, that was a good one, keep at that. And McGregor went, yeah, that was a good one, keep at that.
Do you think it was a spur-of-the-moment decision?
Yeah, it's a dynamic situation. Like, that's what unbelievable fighters do.
No, but I'm asking, did he go in with a pre-plan, I'm going to do this, or did he do it in spur of the moment?
In spur of the moment, because there was a point as well where Poirier took down McGregor and was completely shocked that his takedown worked. It's not poor takedown defense, it was just, there was a turn in the fight where McGregor just thought, because of the way he took him down so handy, because McGregor's unbelievable takedown defense. Khabib didn't even take him down that quick. You know what I mean? Poirier's a really tough fighter, and he took him down. And when he took him down, I kind of think it put a bit of fear into him. And then he just started throwing bombs, and he just kept throwing bombs. Because all he didn't need to do was...
McGregor took a few heavy hits there towards the end as well.
He did, but he can take a beating. Poirier can give a beating.
So why is it that I didn't hear any of the lead up to this fight? Because usually with Greg and McGregor stuff, you can't help but miss it.
Everyone's tired of him.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's why he's being nice.
Are the media now saying enough to him?
Yeah, because he smashed in a fucking old lad's head, like.
This is true.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, he's come clean what he did. You can look at it as a development arc.
So he's not doing the smack talk?
No, he's been so respectful to Justin.
So the lead up, what's that junction that the They do. You know the
weigh-in and
the weigh-in. They meet up like 3 or 4 times and shit talk each other.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
So
it was all shaking hands.
See, like
promoting each other's products. Like
with the COVID as well, you couldn't have too many of those big fucking things that they usually did. Yeah.
And McGregor donated a ton of money to his charity and was like promoting his charity, saying, "Look, this is all about fighting."
So do you think this is a strategy, or he had a change of heart?
A bit of both, maybe.
A bit of both. It's him coming to a realization. It's the fact that all the trouble, you see this Jake Logan Paul fella.
Yes, yeah.
He couldn't have timed that video worse because there's a big cleanup going on in MMA this year. Shit talkers aren't getting fights. They're not getting coverage. They're poo-pooing it because
it's damaging the reputation.
It's damaging the reputation. So it's all about men going in, having a fair fight and not talking shit.
So how are you sure that it's not him? What was it going?
Because. Yeah, we made loads of hype up, but
how do you know he's not just changing for his career? Because you said it's a bit of both.
No, it's a bit of both. Because
how do you know what has he done?
Because the UFC has to clean up everybody. That's why Masvidal's been so.
Yeah, but you're coming across like he has a change of heart.
He's had a bit of a change of heart. He definitely has now that he's lost.
And do you see that?
And the fact that he was kept out of competing for a year.
Like, he wanted to fight 4 times. Do you remember when he was throwing the bins in New York?
Yes.
And that's so long ago.
I know, but at the same time, like fucking. A lot of people were kind of just like, nah, done with him at that point, like, do you know? And then after that, he fucking knocked out the old lad in Dublin.
The thing in New York was the bus windows, wasn't it?
Yeah. They were, but they were in like an underground car park or something. And he was throwing steel bins at them.
Yeah, but then there's the thing of getting fights for him as well. Once he got the 2 belts, nobody wanted to fight him.
Didn't he throw a glass at somebody as well?
But there's all like, listen. I'm just saying, when you get somebody from his upbringing and background and you give them the world, everything they ask for, everything they want to do, they can achieve, it creates a super ego. I think his bubble's a bit burst.
I wonder did anybody say it to him?
Yeah.
I'd say a lot of people said it to him.
Agents.
But they would have been frightened to say it to him. Surely, if that was his natural attitude throughout all of this, and they're going, look, you have
he puts in the work, he gives them what they want. I think the game plan at the start was like, right, Conor, this is gathering attention, you be the showman. And it worked as long as he kept knocking people out.
Yeah.
And he got so big, he got bigger than the UFC.
Well, here's hoping that he can undo the shitty reputation that he caused for himself.
Well, I think he's starting to serve his penance after that because
I'm okay.
Dustin Poirier broke his fucking leg. He broke how his leg works. Conor McGregor can't fight for 6 months now. He's on medical ban for 6 months.
Yeah, but I don't think he really wants to fight anymore anyway.
Nah, he does, man. There's money in it.
No, there's money in it.
Yeah, but he say I was after the Mayweather thing that he didn't want to fight.
Yeah, but he's one of the few UFC fighters. Every time he fights, he makes substantially more times by order of magnitude, more money than the guy that wins against him.
What was the last match?
Before this was him versus Donald Cerrone, and he finished him in 40 seconds.
The very last match.
What do you mean? Dustin Poirier?
The one that was just finished.
What was McGregor's purse out of it?
Yeah.
So 30 million stood to make from it, but his purse was like 8 million.
30 million?
I think it was a purse of 8 million because he donated so much of it to Justin's charity.
Just for one fucking fight. I'm glad to have my leg
kicked.
But
like, this fight wasn't supposed to be a UFC fight, it was supposed to be a boxing fight.
Okay, and why did it turn into...
Because Dana White caught wind of it, so I'm not having my 2 best UFC fighters having a fight outside my promotion here. We'll do contracts.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
But didn't he ask Mayweather to fight in UFC fight style?
McGregor, no, he was trying to
Is the Logan Paul fight still happening?
That's not happening.
No, grand.
He did say, yeah, come and get me or whatever, but he still had to be semi-respectful behaving in it. Like.
And that was the dickhead who was called him an Irish cunt or something.
Yeah, but that kind of smack talk and calling people out, that's poo-pooed now, that's frowned upon. They're trying to make it a gentleman's sport.
Okay, and you're happy with that?
Yeah,
was that not an effect of PC culture as well? I don't want to backtrack on that, and I'm saying here.
No,
but
they're elite. They're apex athletes. Okay. Like this is like these to go in and do what they do.
You don't have Usain Bolt going out and going, you can't run for shit, like.
No, but the thing is, like, of what they do. Even if we knew all the moves and how to wrestle, you'd get out of our aerobic fitness. You'd probably get best a 5-minute fight.
That'll be doing all right, yeah.
Before we're absolutely incapacitated from exhaustion.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
oh yeah, it's all about stamina.
Yeah, but like these are apex athletes.
It's endurance for them big slaps as well. Like.
Imagine going for 25 minutes with a guy and you're absolutely beating the shit out of each other. Names aside, like what these guys go in and do and risk all the CTE and trauma to their bodies.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. I wonder if that stamina carries through into their sex life.
Oh, they're fucking animals in the sack, guaranteed.
Must.
Oh no, I'd say there's
Sure, they'd pick
there's
you
a
up
lot
and-
of like freaking out over burnt toast and stuff as well, and a few kitchen champs out there, raging bull style, like, what? You burnt the damn steak! Just start fucking wailing a wife, like.
Jeez.
Happens.
And now we're into domestic violence.
Yeah, but the most dangerous kind of person for
Back
your
to
wife
what we
apparently
started
is a Paralympic runner.
What?
Oscar Pistorius.
Oh, fuck's sake, yes. He murdered his wife, shot her through the bathroom, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I get his story 'cause it's South Africa, and like, that's how you have to be down there. Like, no, like, literally, like, I've heard horror stories.
Yeah, so hold on, what way did he have to be?
Alert and ready to kill.
He meant to kill her.
I don't know. I'll believe your story. Did he never meant to shoot Riva?
What do you think?
Nah, he killed her.
Yeah, murder.
But he did kill her.
it
That was the
murder.
outcome of the event, like.
Yeah, but definitely murder, and it's time to wrap up, gentlemen, because I know you were looking like you're falling asleep
Oh
there.
man, and you know what's going to be so funny? I'll go home and I'll be wide awake.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So, yeah, good night, lads. Thank you very much to Mr. Pierce Fox for coming in.
Thanks very much, and thanks very much for Daniela for the food. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks very much,
Thanks,
Danielle.
I'm paying the next time I come in, though.
And thank you to Mr. Richard Quinlan.
Check out Band of Brothers page on Facebook. Guys who are good, guys who are not too feeling so good, get together on that.
Like, share,
Yeah, I just
let people know, and donate your time if you can.
Yeah, that's more what I'm asking for people
Yeah,
to do.
donate your time. I was actually genuinely thinking about doing it as well.
Yeah.
Donating my time, so I might do it.
But see, you do, but I know you'd be doing it in the sense that you want to just get a feel for what's going on.
Yeah, kind of.
You wouldn't do it out
Yeah,
of the
you
goodness of your own
bastard,
heart.
you
You're
have-
doing it for
You
information.
wank bag, you have me in one. No, it's not that I'd be doing it for information.
There's a very
for the show.
philanthropical intention with you. I'll give you that much.
No, it wouldn't be having to do with the show. I would want to go
No,
in.
just in your nature, you love studying people.
Yeah, I'd love to go in and just see who needs help. And if I could be of help to anybody, happy days.
I'm sure you could, like.
I would never refuse help to a person, you know, unless they were a nurse. And on that bombshell, we will see you on Thursday.
You're a hack, man.
We may be in the new studio. We don't know. We may be in the new studio. Might not be.
I'm just thinking, rip it down, stick it back up over there.
Yeah.
So until then, good night.
Peace.